we'll jump in. We're gonna kind of do a quick or pause here in this moment as you guys, right after this event, start looking around. You investigated. Oh, not to forget, I think you rolled a double nat 20 for the investigation check to find loot. So you guys quite literally found
Oh yeah.
everything and anything. These
Things
party
are
loot. Sorry, go ahead.
things were just real bad, and then they were really, really good.
It was quite the quite the flip. It's so quick too. So I went ahead and I updated the party loot too, FYI, with everything you guys got. I went ahead and did like the dark money conversion too. So for the 3,000 credits of like dark money you found, you got 2.4k like cleaned credits.
Yeah.
So all in all, the group is now at about 8,800 credits. And then you have about 1,500 credits worth of like materials for ship upgrades. And you guys also found 3 magic items: the Bounty Hunter's Vest, the Attractor Mines, and then the Hat of the Sanguine Coven. You also harvested some material. This part, we didn't like do the harvesting checks for it, just because narratively I was like, you nat 20 this guy. You're 100% getting certain things. And on the flip side, because you killed him with radiant damage, some of his parts don't survive. But you got some monster parts as well, and some related recipes about them. Not 18k, sorry, credit. 8,800 credits. Yeah. And what was I gonna say? Oh, so we're gonna do a quick just test run of the harvesting check system. I realize like our group is not as familiar with these systems. Just a little bit of rules I have for like, you know, collecting parts from monsters. You know, because I think it's a cool system. Fits into the world idea that everyone's kind of channeling a little bit of the weave. And, you know, gives you another avenue of maybe trying to get some loot and some magic items. And so I put the explanation in general before, but effectively it really comes down to somebody's making an intelligence check, somebody's making a dexterity check. If you have the relevant proficiencies, it is always helpful to toss that character in. For the undead, it's medicine, and nobody in the party has that, so you can just kind of stick with highest dex and highest intelligence. So I think in the case of you all, where did I type it? I sent the recipes. Oh yeah, there it is. So merit, I think, would be the best for the assessment check, and then Fallon for the carbon. And it's because of your int and dex scores respectively. Saskia and Val, you guys can just be helpers, where you're just gonna add a flat bonus.
Okay.
So
Is...
yes, perfect.
15.
15. And then dexterity check. Perfect. So that is going to be 26. And like I said, Saskia and Val are helpers. Now, you guys don't have medicine proficiency. So you are just going to use your... just your proficiency bonuses, which I think now is +3 from each of you. So that's +6. So you guys have 26 + 6. That's 32. So this is going to be like your limit on what you can use to pull resources from the creatures that you're harvesting. Now, normally what we would do in this scenario is before you make the roll, you would tell me what parts you'd prioritize. In this case, I can just go ahead and give you guys out some materials based off what you've rolled, just because that's easier. But yeah, if in the future you're ever like, I have a specific part because I have a specific like item I think it could work for, you can always let me know. But where are my vampires? Little guys. Oh, they're there. Okay. So their challenge rating means that you could get some essences. Okay. So for your check, you're going to harvest from certain creatures. There's like cores that are used for magic item crafting. So you'll be grabbing some of those. And then from there, you'll grab like some assorted like bits of bone and like congealed blood from these undead remains. So I'm going to go ahead and make note in general that you guys already rolled 32 total, harvest 3 vampire spawn. And the way the check works is, in this case, because you're harvesting the same types of creature, I would just apply 32 to each of them. Okay. I know I ran through it pretty quick. I know I typed the message before, but any immediate questions, anything pressing you guys want to go over? I'm also happy to explain it, at the end of the session too, if that helps. Or now, if you want to hear it now.
How do we go about getting like recipes for things to craft?
So that part, I do have a doc somewhere with recipes, but I also realize it gets a little complex because, like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not gonna have every item like listed out. I think the simplest thing is, like, if you have an item you're interested in that you know about, you can always let me know, and we can see if that's like reasonable, especially if you have NPCs, right? Like in this example, the recipes I sent earlier was because in Yokai Flux you have the armor and armor smith, Renami, who is like a craftsman and like a weaponsmith. So she might have some recipes of her own, or she might take downtime to find new recipes. That's kind of how you guys would find them. So you would talk to NPCs and figure out what works. Above table, what that effectively means is either I will tell you, hey, based off the items you have, here might be the recipes that Renami provides, or as a player, you might come up to me and say, hey, I really think this item would be cool to get at some point in the campaign, and then I'd kind of plan around and see if there's certain creatures or monster parts that you would need for that.
I do have one question about a item that was explained 2 sessions ago. It's the Tome of Shifting Memories.
Yeah.
I have everything. I just accidentally deleted one line of my list of spells I can cast with it, and I forgot what it was. So I have Augury, Clairvoyance, blank, and then if you're attuned to it, comprehend languages and detect thoughts. I just need the third spell.
Let me actually. Let me send over the text as well, just so you have it as reference too.
Okay. And how many charges does it have?
It is. It doesn't use charges. I think it uses DC on how often you can do certain things. Here, let me send it in general.
Okay.
Memories. Copy this over, make sure all of it's there. Yeah, it's the one where you can attempt to make an intelligence check to gain proficiency for 10 minutes, or you can spend 10 minutes to cast certain spells. Again, you make a check to do so. And then finally, the last option is you gain access to a couple of spells. Yep. So here we go. Let me copy its rating as well. Okay, there it is. It's posted in general with all the deets.
Okay.
Fix the spacing a little bit. There we go. But yeah, so with the 3 spells, you can use the effect to cast or identify augury clairvoyance, but then it also gives you comprehend languages and detect thoughts as if you knew them.
Okay. Comprehend languages and detect thoughts. Do I have to cast use a spell slot to cast those, or?
Exactly. So it still costs a spell slot from your end, but it's like you know them on top of the spells you already know.
Oh, okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. But with that, you guys, we effectively move forward to you all returning to Yokai Flux after this little incident, with a whole lot more credits sitting on your data pads and in your bank accounts. Even after having cleaned stuff up, it is a lot. And you also had to lug around a bunch of materials in the Starlight to bring along for possible ship upgrades. So with all of that, I turn over to you guys. Is there anything you want to do in downtime as you get ready for whatever this project oversight is talking about?
Merritt's gonna go to Gentle to heal the giant hole in her skin.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, she's real hunkered into her coat. You can only see her eyes through like the hood and like the collar of the coat.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything specific I'd want to do for downtime, so I think Valen's just gonna hang out in the room and read her piloting book.
Okay.
I think I'm very happy with all the equipment and stuff I have, but Rex, do you think skill training is something we can do in downtime in this campaign, or?
Yeah, we'd use the same rules. So you're like paying each day, which represents either like a mentor or materials, and yeah, you just make the same rolls. Just fingers crossed, better luck than some of the checks in the last campaign.
All right. Would Val think that the better person to go to for insight training is the bartender or the soul trader?
I think you think the more accessible person would be Riff. Yeah, you
Okay.
think he'd be more accessible in this regards to actually teaching you.
Cool. Then Val would like to take some training into insight if possible.
Hell yeah. And as a quick reminder of what that looks like, let me see if I can pull up the math.
Yeah, I do not remember what qualifies as like the starting DC. It's like your modifier, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be where is it? Okay. So it's based off your starting modifier. So in the case of training and insight, what is Val's wisdom modifier?
0.
You're gonna start with a D20. So each day you're gonna, or each time you roll, you spend 3 times your proficiency bonus. So for you, that's 9 credits every time you make this roll.
That's not terrible. This is per day.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh please! Oh please! Oh please! Roll 20, gods. Treat me like you treat my old friend Mage. Damn, well, they kind of did.
And I'll say, if you want to go for multiple rolls, because you guys are going to have to travel back, and you're going to then have about a week's worth of downtime. So if you want to say, hey, I want to make a week's worth of rolls, you can go for it.
Wait, how much is that money-wise?
What did I say? It's 9 per day, so it's going to be 63 credits.
Okay. Yeah, if this doesn't go anywhere off the D20, I'm literally just gonna take skilled or something.
Hey, you guys are raking in dough. Might be worth. Okay.
All right.
Single one in the bunch.
Nope.
And will you be taking the 63 credits from your personal accounts or the group account?
I will take it from my personal.
So it's really just you hanging out with Riff and getting tips on keeping an eye on people, and for the most part, you are just mean mugging them, and they do kind of notice and start, walking away, and Riff eventually kind of has to be like, you gotta stop that. You're scaring off the customer. Just around on me, and you can hang on. There's an open table there.
Well, I'm gonna settle in and read a weird book and attune to it.
Okay.
I have two things I would like to try.
Hell yeah.
I would like to first see if I can talk to Renami about potentially finding or commissioning an item to help boost my con modifier mechanically, or give me more health, some way to keep me up on my feet. And then I would like to speak to Gentle about potentially incorporating my psionic helm into my body, because I have another hat that I like to wear now. I can't have two hats.
Two hats is tough. I think when you speak to Gentle, I mean, we can treat this sort of like an embedded weapon in a way. She can do it. She's got to be careful because we're tampering near some very important things. So it'll cost you 150 credits to do this.
Who's in charge of our money?
I think it's just been like a group thing.
Okay, so because Merritt doesn't know who is in charge of the money, she goes to Fallon because Fallon is the captain. So Fallon has to be in charge of everything. So she walks up to Fallon and as she notices there's a pause in her reading, she goes, excuse me, can I have 25 credits from the group fund?
Why?
Oh, I'm 25 credits short for a graft that I would like Gentle to perform. Implant. Whatever the word is.
Okay, I mean, I don't mind. I don't care. So as long as everyone else is cool with it, yeah, sure.
Okay. Merritt leaves the room, and then you all receive the same. You all receive the same text. Outside of a group chat, it's just, "Hi, do you mind if I use 25 credits from the group fund?" It's very formal, and it's signed at the bottom, XO Merritt.
Saskia texts back very informally, fucking send it.
Hell yeah.
Val responds and just asks what? How much do you need in total that you're 25 short?
I respond to Val. I just go, "Oh, it's just 150 credits in total. I have 125 from our last couple jobs."
Val just texts back in 2 separate messages. You just see, "Girl," and then use the group fund.
5 minutes later, you just get, "I can do that."
And no response. Just Val sends into the actual group chats does anyone care if Merritt uses 150 for the entire thing so she doesn't drain her own pockets?
Don't we have 8,800? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Fallon's just gonna look at the message and are you still in the room?
Merritt is standing directly outside of the door.
I'm just gonna
She's
yell.
out of view, but she isn't.
I'm just gonna yell and be like, "Merritt, just use the money."
You all get separate messages. "Thank you so much." Heart emoji. So yeah, I guess Merritt will just use the group funds to to get a gun implanted in her forehead.
In her
yeah.
forehead. That is an ambitious placement.
I mean, it is a helm. It's a psionic helm.
It's kind of like a Sparky Sparky Boom Man from Avatar.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. Either the forehead or the horns would be like where it's implemented.
Hell yeah. And so getting some group funds, you are able to, and let me mark that off too. You said you're taking how much from the group funds? 150?
150.
For merits head surgery.
Hell yeah.
Head surgery.
Hell yeah. And then, so your message, Elsa, I sent Sugar Rush into general chat as well. It's a biomancy spell. That's why it's not on the normal, sites. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. You were asking about con improvements. I'm gonna call this a luck check to see if Renami knows this off the top of her head. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. For merit. Well, I guess for luck. And we'll see. 16! That's not too bad. Let's see. The one that you'd find on a 16... Okay. The first one that Renami is aware of is something she saw at a convention for armor smiths. They occasionally have them here and there. She travels out for some of them. She's pretty good at what she does. But there was something that a few artifact, relic hunters of D&D had presented. It comes from the Forge Worlds. It's kind of an old school thing. They call it a belt of dwarven kind. And it was originally, they say the original recipe was fashioned as a gift from one of the dwarven clans of the Forge Worlds to some alien race of a nearby planet when they were first kind of making interstellar connections. And so what it does is, Dwarvish, pretty friendly with dwarves, and your constitution score goes up by 2. So that would bump your health. It does a few other things: dark vision, resistance against poison, and you might grow a beard. But Renami's also there might be better things, and she'll have to take some time to search, scour the network, see what she can find. Because it's one thing to find if an item like that exists, and then it's another, once she can find it, then she can ask about the recipe and figuring out the costs and all that.
Yeah. I'll say, thank you so much. Just, let me know whatever you find. And I give her, my personal number to, my communications device.
Mm-hmm. She kind of looks at you. Of course. It's an interesting request, and well, I can't say it will be cheap. And she gives a little half smile. But it will be fun to make.
It'll be worth it.
And you see she opens up. She clearly has an old phone model too. She's keeping her tech very laid back and chill. So she's still only on the iPhone 354. Yeah. Nothing the 400s or up there. But yeah, she's just kind of marking this down. And in terms of, because I saw there was a question about, what is it, D&D. If you are curious, Val, you can make a history check.
Okay. That's still not a 1. It's fine.
This was one of the days when you rolled really high on your tree, so you were very upset.
This is not working out. Also, sorry, it's DD&D, not D&D&D.
DD&D, okay.
Yep.
Dungeons, Drive-ins, and Dives.
Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. I did have two things I wanted to ask about. One is above table, one is in game. I meant to ask you previously, I just forgot about it. For level 5 with Laser Llama, I get 2 like free exploits of my class. The only thing about that is that one of them is Dexterity of 13 prerequisite. The other one is Wisdom of 13 prerequisite. I don't have either.
Oh, you can have them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
No, yeah, you're good. It is a little annoying. They sometimes do that where they'll give it like ones with requirements in the like this is like the part of the innate list from the class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just toss them in. I'm sure Laser, Laser's got their balance figured out, but for our sake, it's not too deep.
Yeah, Mr. Laser do have it balanced.
Mr.
The
Llama.
inn.
Laser's the first name.
Ah, yes, Mr.
Wait,
Llama.
Mr. Llama was my thought.
Yes, Laser. And then the second thing was, upon hearing that we're going to be going back to Port Nomad, I think Val would send out like a feeler text to some sort of old contact. I literally wrote it in like just a couple seconds before the session, but I did decide that the name. Oh, frick! I just had it. Where is it? The name Yavin wasn't taken by any NPCs, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I wrote out a little bit of description of her previous manager at that bar and gave him the name of Yavin. So Val will shoot a text to Yavin that just simply reads like, "Hey, if I show my face in town, do you think I'm gonna get my head rocked in, or do you think it's cool?"
Sometime before you get a response. Still the same day, just a little later. You should be fine. City's got a lot of folks coming in. You won't be top priority. Not by a long shot.
Just like thumbs up the message and then adds like, might have 3 new regulars for you to make, and then just doesn't respond to anything else he sends.
I'll say, go ahead and give me a quick history check.
So this one's better.
You're good.
Not by much.
You're good. Nothing too stand out. Just people coming in, more influx, and not too deep. But yeah, you guys are spending some time. You got a week here at downtime. So as you're going about these personal ventures, anything you want to do to this ship before we head out as well?
Is there any other upgrades we were thinking about, guys, or because we have a good amount of money we can spend still?
I would love a stealth thing of any sort.
A stealth thing, you said?
Yeah, like a stealth field. Any way to keep us from getting immediately spotted every time we leave.
Yeah, for real. Oh, we also took ship damage, did we not, at one point? Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
also, Saskia, we got our guns mounted on little plates that spin. So now they have like a 360 scope. They have a 360 range. So now we don't have to turn the ship to fire.
Oh yeah, I think I know that. I think we did that 2 sessions ago.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure.
We did also level up our ship's class too.
Mhm.
Which I
No
think
longer 0, year 1.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit shinier. And I forget what the things that we added to that was. We got a bonus to Dex, I think.
We also got a
Uh,
die.
Yeah, die increase. I also do think you guys took some damage last time while you were traveling through space. The ship has a few unfortunate new dents in the new paint coat, but it's still looking overall better. And yeah, speaking of the upgrades, you're talking about stealth. Also call out, you can always upgrade engines and tier, right? Those are always consistent things to get upgraded on. I know you just upgraded the tier, so maybe you can wait on that. But you guys also currently have a class 1 dark matter engine, and that is EWE. Bad. Just saying. But there is the stealth device. Now, there's cloaking and more advanced things. Those are beyond, I think, what Yokai Flux would have. But you could try at least seeing if you can get the stealth device installed in your ship here. I will also say, you're heading to Port Nomad, a criminal, smuggler arms den. Maybe they have some higher tier ship upgrades there than what Yokai Flux offers. Of course, that'll also be more expensive, just to keep that in mind. I'll do a quick numbers check on how much just the stealth device that you could get here would cost.
I'm so sorry if I'm out of the loop, but why are we going to this new place?
It's our next job.
Oh, okay.
We got selected for the trial to be
Fast track to associate.
Yeah, the associates.
Okay. So this is a trial. Got it.
Yeah, it's like a big, they call this a major project. Because you guys have been working on tasks so far, this is a project. Insinuating it's more complex. And I will say, if you want a quick detail on this, Oversight has sent you all a message on the data pad. Where did I put the link? There it is.
In general.
I'll repost it here.
It's pretty cool if you haven't looked at it yet.
Cool.
There we go. I just sent it out again. Hey, get that in out of here. Okay. So that's Oversight's message. In terms of the stealth device, that will cost you guys 2,000 credits because it's a grade 2 mod. It would cost the party. Well, actually, it would cost the party 2k credits flat, but you do have 500 credits worth of material. Wait, never mind. None of these are operational materials. Yep, it would be 2k credits.
But the credits for materials, could that go to ship repairs?
No. These would be for upgrades of these kind. So like engineering for engineering modules, suite for suite modules, that kind of stuff.
Could we update our engine? Potentially?
I would say I would allow engineering materials to go towards engine as well, even though it's not explicitly under that, but I'd say dark matter engine would fall under it. Mm-hmm.
Could we also save some money on the install of the engine, because Val does have, with her her background, she has her special autistic interest being power systems, so maybe she installs it herself.
I'd allow you to make a check to see if you can discount some of the labor cost. Yeah.
Would that be tech?
Yeah, let's call this tech check. Yeah. I'll say you can do it by yourself, so whatever the cost for the engine is, knock another 500 off.
Okay.
Which I think for you guys, a class 3 engine is 1,000 credits. A class 4 engine is 2,000 credits, but you would only pay 1,000, right? Because you effectively have 1,000 credits worth of reductions. Mind you, that will, I think, triple your speed in terms of void space.
I would like that very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to go for the upgrade, I'll just go ahead and mark it off right now.
Yeah, I think the engine upgrade is really, really good idea.
Yes.
And what are we feeling about the stealth systems? I'm assuming that is, I don't have it like up in front of me, like what it actually does, but I'm gonna assume it's like what the Normandy has, and it's just kind of you don't show up on other people's radars and stuff.
Don't you worry. I will go ahead and send over the exact description. This is a stealth device. Let's. I'm gonna put this under general for now, but I'll move it to shopping options later, just to.
We could also wait for additional modifications besides the engine. If we're only spending 1,000, we should have like 7,800 left, and we could see if there's anything like cooler or better in.
We
I'm
could
sorry,
also do
what?
that.
Port Nomad.
Port Nomad, yeah. And another side of that too is that Rex did mention like, oh, it might be a little bit more expensive. This is Val's hometown though, so maybe someone that we can buy something from that like maybe if we go to the official routes, it's like, oh, these are all really expensive, and then we go to a scrapyard, we find one of Val's friends, like, hey, rip anything cool lately? Maybe get something cheaper.
Merritt is also persuasive.
Yeah.
I can try talking real sweet and nice.
Who knows? You might also make some money in Port Nomad, right?
I'd also try and make some money.
Yeah, true.
We can bring our hollow companion.
Our butler.
Oh, that's actually right. Because I never told you. Oversight sent you the project details and gave you a timeline. That's why I said you have a week of downtime. It's like that's the latest you can leave and still make it on time. They didn't send the price, like what you'd earn from this job, right? I haven't sent that yet.
No.
Big.
Where are we at? This job. Mission breakdown. There we go. So you will be promoted to associates upon successful completion of this mission. Oh, sorry, of this project. And as part of that, you'll see an increase in future personal compensation, right, for objectives. But because this is a project that the firm really emphasizes teamwork and communication on, there won't be any personal salaries handed out for this job. This is a purely group reward. Now, what that reward will be is 7,500 credits.
Holy shit. Maybe if things don't go over too bad, we just stay there for a second to get our ship modified.
That would be pretty sick.
Also, speaking of personal salaries, did we get like personal money from that last job we ran?
No, that was like
Well,
a group contract.
Yeah,
Heard.
that was a bounty
Gotcha.
or whatever.
Yeah, so it's like registered to you guys like as a group. You guys don't have a group name, so it's just like you all registering your firm IDs together for that contract.
The Starlight.
The Starlight.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and mark down. I marked down that you guys are spending some stuff on the engine upgrade. So let me go ahead and make a few subtractions there. And yeah, if that's it, you guys can head on out to this major project.
Was I able to get my psionic helm thing done?
Yeah, you'll get that done
Sick.
within that time frame for sure.
Perfect. So now I have that forever, and it can never be taken away from me.
Yeah, it's with you for now.
That's a very normal thing to say.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it's all good. And now you have the class 4. I wrote 3 actually. 4 dark matter engine, which raises your speed from 750 light years per standard day to 2,250 light years per standard day.
Oh my
So-
god.
3x increase. So this journey, which would have taken you about 8 days of travel, is going to take you about 3 days of travel.
Wait, we could get there early and start our ship renovation.
Could be. Because you guys were about to pull up exactly on the day, whatever oversight was like last day you can show up. But now you have a little wiggle room. And we'll see how you use that wiggle room depending on what happens here.
We could also use the time to scope out things.
Mhm.
Plan escape routes and we got time.
Okay. And speaking of then, are you guys ready to head on out of here and see good old Port Nomad for yourselves?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Then you all head on into the Starlight with the latest set of upgrades. Well, you guys heal up. I'll go ahead and do the math later for that. But you heal up the ship, and you are going to take off into the skies. And as you head off to Port Nomad, is there anything you want to talk to each other about? It's going to be a much quicker journey, but in case anything is brought up or you guys want to bring up.
So Val,
Yeah, let's get this conversation out the way.
what exactly should we be expecting from this place?
It is. 1 second while I pull up DMs. I mean, we're gonna be on Sotera. It's like the only city there, so it's gonna be kind of muggy and gross, but in like the desert style of way. It's a neutral space, so a lot of the people that you're gonna meet there are probably gonna be criminally connected in some way, or just shady in some way. You all read the data pad, yeah. The chain is kind of like the government of the city, like acting government. It's a council of a bunch of like major criminals and corporate overlords and stuff like that that govern. And she has like air quotes. The city. If you hear anyone talk about enforcers, that's, you know, the law enforcement, and it's just the private military of the chain. Murder and general crime is prohibited, but it's a very loose meaning of the word prohibited. I mean, yeah, what else do y'all want to know about it?
Why do they hate you?
They don't necessarily hate me. There just might be some people that aren't the biggest fans of me. It's not anything that I did. Like, I was no goody two shoes, but I did respect, like, you know, the honor amongst thieves and stuff, right? It was more so my brother, Pax. He got into bounty hunting, when he got a little bit older, and I was, like, kind of more independent, and he came into my job one time looking for a bounty, and I did tell him where that guy was, because it's, you know, my brother, and that's how the space is. Like, it's dude was kind of a shithead too, so like it's not really a snitch situation, it's just helping out a friend situation. It's not like I told some like corporate or law enforcement agency that was like legitimate and not part of the chain, you know. Just told my bounty hunter brother that he was at a different bar and showed up to work, couple days after that, and boss told me I should probably dip for a bit. That was like year ago, 2. It's been a while. I touched base with Yavin. He says that I should be good to be there. I shouldn't be causing any problems with my presence, so it should be fine.
Good to know.
So he's still there on the planet,
Who?
like Pax.
She kind of blinks and like looks away for a moment until she catches your eye again. No. He was presumed dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I got home from work that day and there was just a small box on my door and it had these gloves, and she kind of like holds up her hands, and she's wearing like some like weathered but like still in good condition like combat gloves that you can see have like stains on them, and some of the stains are like, at first glance they look like oil stains, but there's like a couple that you can see that like have a little bit more of like a scarlet color to them. His knife and that little charm, like the one that I have around my neck, his version of it.
But they never found a body.
Well, I just figured that it wasn't recoverable and that this is probably just someone paying respects to him or to me. Recoverable in the sense of bodies leave DNA. DNA is evidence type thing. But when we were in the police station clearing our records, I think I still have it. And she would like go and like start digging through her things and then pull out the copy of the file that she found on PAX that says like status unknown, not like deceased or killed. I misclicked on something. I'm sorry. I'm back.
Damn, Pax got you.
Yeah. For the grave, the ghost. But yeah, she would go on to say like, I don't know what it means. It's probably just they never got the report. But still makes you wonder.
What about the bounty he was chasing? What happened to that?
I didn't see the guy in town again, but I also left pretty quickly after everything happened. I don't really know. I know that I've had some run-ins with people that weren't big fans of PAX before in the past. I really wasn't supposed to be in prison for too long for what they got me for. But I did send 3 guys to the infirmary because they knew he was my brother. And he had sent them to prison, you know, bounties that he had claimed it before. So generally we should be good. Generally it shouldn't be a concern, but there might be some people that got thrown in the brink by my brother and might want to take it out on me, but that's not going to be y'all's problem.
What do you mean? If someone has a problem with you, they have a problem with me.
Oh, appreciate that, but most of the folks we might come across like that, I'm not worried too much about.
So, are we going in disguise or just walking right in, guns blazing?
Yeah, I think we'd be cool. Yarvin says we should be good.
Okay.
Hey, Merritt.
Mm.
That all those databases you have and that you've read over the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say anything about this Boss Nova or Zarya?
Let me think. Merritt tries to recall any information about those two names that she has either seen within the previous weeks or has like downloaded and is stored somewhere.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a data check for this.
Did I ever use that like bonus I got?
It's true, because technically you got a few guaranteed, like, bits of
Squengy's
information.
brain blast.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to use that here, you totally can. Instead of just, like... Because what I was going to say is you either can use a data check to try and rummage through, like, the random flashes of info, or you can directly be like, oh, wait, this was something I did grab, or, like, was able to synthesize.
Yes, I would love to use that. Is that a advantage or
I'm gonna say in this case, go ahead and roll with advantage, but your DC's also gonna get lowered.
perfect? I love all of those.
Perfect. 22. You discovered, yeah, you did find mentions. That's why it was not that surprising when Oversight finally sent the details about the next job. Squengy was a data broker, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what that means is there had to be people who were willing to buy the data off of him. And if this is considered competition to the firm, well, curiously enough, a lot of what Squengy seemed to deal with, in terms of like some of the information you saw, his data brokerage revolved around a lot of different things, but one of the ones you kept seeing was about tech. It honestly, I think a better way of saying is magic tech overall. So any sort of details about magical, technical, or magitech related weapons, research, R&D, like new advancements, all that kind of stuff was in his wheelhouse, right? Of the things he saw. And it seemed like he had a business relationship with Boss Nova to an extent. Like, he must have been one of the main, like, purchasers of data and details from Squengy. And actually, as you look at that thread of connection, I'm going to ask Merritt to make another check. This is going to be an investigation check. Because you find out that connection, but there's a few little details in the data to see if you put together. When you because you grab this information, but in a way, with how your mind works, it is still almost like a download. It doesn't mean you've automatically sifted through every little detail. Yeah. Now that you're going through in this downtime period after Fallon asks him these questions, you're going in a lot more specific detail. There is something that stands out. There is a serial number. A ship's serial number that stands out to you. The reason it stands out is because you've seen it before. It's a coalition ship. Supposedly, if Squengy's data is to be trusted, carrying actually somewhat important military tech, some sort of cutting edge, experimental, that type of stuff. Obviously, it wasn't listed that way. It's listed as more normal cargo, And, it's not like the only one of its kind. There's different pieces, right? Just different lines of research. This one, they happen to find a few mercs to help guard, right? But Squingy was able to get these details, and seems like Nova used these details to put out and complete a hit and steal some of this tech. It really stands out to you. Because your last job is acting as a guard for a Coalition cargo ship. And I think on that Nat 20 merit, you realize the thing that put you behind bars in the first place was this little business partnership.
Merrick just, after being silent for 4 hours, just goes, fuck! Oh my...
In relation to anything specific, or just, in general?
She, sends, this data to her, communication device, data pad, and then forwards it as, a PDF to everyone, while also saying, so basically, the reason I was on that prison ship where we all met was because Squengy and Boss Nova were in cahoots. And Boss Nova stole some cargo I was meant to be protecting.
Oh shit, so you, know what we're supposed to be stealing back then?
Not really. I was just a mercenary hired to guard it. But I sure as shit know Boss Nova can't get out of this alive now.
Right. So... what about this other person? Zarya.
In terms of Zarya, I'll also ask Val if you can make a history check. And Merritt, you have your existing data to reference. So you don't need to make a new check. You kind of already have some details based off the data. Not a whole lot. But what I will say, Merritt, on your end... oh, Val. Yeah. I mean, the history scores, the checks are going up. It's an upward trend, for sure. Yeah, it's you've heard the name, Val. You're it's just one of the captains. Captains just refers to, some of the big, head honchos amidst Port Nomad and the chain, right? Boss Nova's called Boss Nova because, he's sort of the boss. He's, one of the biggest of the big dogs in the city. There's not officially, a president or a direct leader, but as a sign of respect to the influence he has, he's called boss. But most of the others are called captain. The detail about Captain Zarya is that she's one of the criminal captains, right, of the chain, and I think, Mary, you just see some details that come up. Nothing too explicit, she was doing a whole lot of trading with Squengy, but just, data he might have had, where she's one of the captains of the Port Nomad, handles some more illicit substance trading, pharmaceuticals, steroids, some of those things. Nothing too crazy. It's one of the main pillars of industry, but there's a bunch of, syndicates that operate in those spaces.
Alright.
And then, I am going to use my brand new special skill, the Tome of Shifting Memories, and I'm going to use Knowledge from Beyond. And then, so it gives, I have to make a DC 10 intelligence check, and on a success, I gain proficiency in Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion for the next 10 minutes. And I'm going to use that to look into this, blood festival, whatever we have to compete in.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about? What do we have to do? Why is it called the Blood Festival?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, go ahead and make the intelligence check. And while you do that, Saskia, Merritt, I'm actually going to send something over to you because you did roll a nat 20 on the investigation check. And you're right. Merritt didn't know what was in that shit. But Squengy did.
What you did.
Oh no, secrets and whispers.
Don't worry. You're all my best friends. Merritt can't keep a secret from anyone. Any of you at this point.
Yay!
Sorry, I'm still typing this message.
You're all good. How have you all been surviving the heat?
Not well.
I was born into this. I'm used to it by now.
Oh. Ignore that message. I realized I just typed that in the channel with you, Marie, instead of Alice. Fuck. Okay, I deleted that so fast. Okay, peek. I literally hit send. I was like, this is not. Why isn't the chat moving? Okay, sorry. You guys can... Okay, fuck.
Is it still hot up there for you guys?
Well, in Michigan,
Oh God.
it has been low 90s for the past week.
Oh my god.
It's been.
How do you live?
I don't. I don't.
We hit 98 today. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, we're bad.
Yeah, it's been like 77 degrees almost on the dot every morning at like 6 a.m. when I take my dog on a walk.
Oh.
The
And
good news is this is gonna be the
humid.
coolest summer for the rest of our lives.
If it gets any hotter, I'm never leaving my house.
God damn. Yeah, no, it's been insane though. Still, it's like I hate it. I wish it would be cooler. I think we've barely dipped below 80 at any point past week or so, but I think I'm kind of just like used to these temperatures now because it's always been so ungodly hot.
Yeah,
The one-
Winnipeg's pretty chill. Like, it's hot, but not too hot because, like, I'm way up north.
Mhm.
But then I went on vacation this past weekend to Lake of the Woods, and of course, the one weekend I have off, like, it's just crappy weather the entire time. It was just raining.
That's so evil.
I know.
I have kind of been making myself suffer a little bit with work though, because there's not like, like it's not the type of place where like I have to wear like the store's branded clothes to work. I can just wear non-graphic shirts and stuff like that. But like, but my entire closet is just band merch, so I don't really know what to do about that. And I spent like, when I got the job, I spent pretty much all my budget for new clothes there on like shirts that I could actually wear, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just wear whatever pants I have. So those are fine. I do not own a pair of shorts that I can like reasonably wear to work. It's so bad.
Well, just come to guess. We'll hook you up with some minion shorts.
I'm so okay.
I'll also add that, Merritt, you should have the details now. And, yeah, up in New York, it's got up to like 99, I think, so pretty nice, pretty swell, pretty hot. It is somehow functioning in my build, I guess because I don't have like a true apartment, so all the old school foundation is somehow working to keep us insulated, which is nice. But yeah, it is hot as hell in the city. Okay, I'll also say, jumping back into this, because I know all the details. Saskia, you succeed in the intelligence check, and you want to make a follow-up history check with proficiency on the Blood and Steel Festival.
Yes.
Yeah. Go for it.
All
we'll be
right.
adding +3 to this history check, right? Yeah.
Yep. And oh, I can just click like the button besides the skill. Does that work? Okay.
Yeah. Should work.
And I'll have Unit 13 help me study for advantage.
19. Blood and Steel, you're hitting the networks. Unit 13's helping out. You probably get a few tips from Val too. What are some of the sources? Blood and Steel is a festival, a tournament that is effectively thrown. It's not standard, like it's not every year, but it's like, you know, every, what is it, biannual? Like usually it's within a 2-year time frame. At some point there'll be a Blood and Steel festival, but it's usually chosen as a way of kind of raising the status of the captains of the chain. So somebody that wins is often seen as like, hey, you're kind of like one of the big dogs. If anything, you're like second in command, right? Now, in the case of what's happened recently, Boss Nova, because he's the boss, doesn't actually participate and instead is sort of seen as the host of the tournament. So whoever's like kind of the lead doesn't participate. Instead, they host. But back when he was a captain, he won this about like 3 times, which kind of really solidified his status. But it's almost seen as a dual influence / successorship, right? It's a criminal enterprise, a city that doesn't really have like a direct line of leadership or democracy or monarchy or anything like that. So this is like the closest thing they have. And the way it works is the captains themselves don't directly participate. Instead, they put together the crews that participate. And it looks like, looking back at what Oversight said, Saskia, you're like, oh, we're going to be sent in as one of these crews. And you see that, you know, Oversight mentioned on behalf of Captain Zaria, right? On a 19, you want to learn about the activities they have planned for the tournament. I'm gonna let you pick. Do you want to know what the first, second, or third round is about? Which round would you like to learn about?
Oh my god. Well, the third one's probably the hardest, but like the first one is literally the one we're about to do, so I want to prepare for that one. So we'll do the first one.
Yeah. The first one, and it's good choice too, because it's easier to pick up on some of the chatter about that, because they're getting some stuff set ready. It's like more like noticeable. First round of the Blood and Steel Festival is the Dust Race. It's a race with starships beyond the city boundaries in some of the nearby scrap yards. Well, it's like ship graveyards, deserts, barren like kind of landscape. It's like a little bit of a race.
Okay. Did we upgrade our speed? We upgraded the engine, right? That's speed.
That's void speed, less direct speed.
Oh.
But I will also add, because you rolled a 19, you start to see some estimations on how many ships will be, like how many teams, right? Because that's like an easier measurement than people. It's just how many ships do you think are going to show up? The estimates are about 3 to 4 dozen.
36 to 48 ships. Wow. This is going to be quite the race.
Yeah, and they usually only about a quarter make it through.
Okay, so like,
through.
do you have to cross the finish line, or do you have to like rank in like the top like 25%?
It's usually the top 10 are selected. Sometimes they'll like expand it to top like 15 depending on how many people are participating. But you'd say top 10 is your best bet.
Okay, we could crack top 10, guys. No problem.
In a race? Hell yeah.
By make
So
it through, do you mean the ships explode?
Some of them do, but it seems like some just don't make it in time. You know, that's all it is.
Okay.
Aren't you happy I made us pick up the life vests?
Just in case everything goes really bad. Now, this
so
is a oh, sorry, go ahead.
basically just a recap of the plan for once we get there. We need to probably first find and speak with this Zarya person. And then complete the tournament as the victorious party to boost her in the ranks. And then we need to kill Boss Nova.
Hell yeah.
And steal back the device.
And steal back all
Well,
the things.
The insinuation is if you can take out Boss Nova and put Zarya in charge, you should be able to just take the devices based off a partnership with her. Of course, you're going to have to negotiate that and also make sure it stays true and nothing bad happens.
So
Gotcha.
36 to 48 teams. Does each boss have a team, or does each boss have multiple squads fighting for them?
Most captains will only officially be allowed one. Sometimes there's a workaround, right? If a captain has like somebody else in their company that they say to hire a ship, there's some workarounds, but generally it's like all the captains have one team, and then sometimes there's people ranked lower than captain who are also trying to make a name for themselves, right? Like trying to boost their credit, who also sponsor teams.
Okay, got it. There's 36 teams. That's a lot of people. I'd be excited to know what the venue for, like, how this racetrack is gonna look. But
what you pick up from the dust run is that it's just straight up expanse outside of the city's boundaries. They just kind of mark it off, and you assume they're gonna mark it off electronically, right, for the ships. But it's just a big old expanse. But with that, you guys are traveling through, and again, you only need 3 days of travel. So very soon, you start to pull up away from the bar, right? Or you're out in space, drifting away, and instead, wrong panel, the void, and eventually start to see the planet of Soteria appearing ahead of you. As the ship gets closer and closer. For the most part, at a distance, you just see a big, kind of brown-gray ball floating out here in the void. No signs of big blue oceans or bands of green tropics. It's mostly just rock. But as you come around, you see there is one spot, a single point on the planet that shines with light and color beyond even everything else here. The only thing that lights it up. And there's no orbital station, so you start to come up closer and closer, approaching the actual planet itself. And you pull down to some of the planetary stations. Setting down, it doesn't take too long, but as you're coming down, you see nearby what is the city of Port Nomad. Massive, pyramid-like spires rest around this sprawling city. To the east, you see fields of metal and ruined starships like a grave. to the west, to the north, you see various stations, LOR stations, aka low orbit residential stations, almost like these like cylinder stations that are sitting in a sub-atmospheric level that rise up from the ground. And you see there to the north, but not too far from where the ship graveyard is, and kind of between that band, you see piles of smoke rising up as various factories and industrial sort of sectors sit there towards the edge of the city boundaries. And while that seems to be the industrial hub, the rest of the city sprawls with all sorts of architecture and lighting. Even as your ship starts to descend, you notice the different displays. It's not just all uniform. And because of those pyramid-like structures, the terraforming stations of the city, you see pools of water, occasional bits of what seems to be random greenery and even tropical plant life at times. It's a hodgepodge and mixing pot of some of these different environments. Of course, I will say those tropics seem to be concentrated at certain points, maybe signs of wealth or station. The rest, to an extent, does adhere to the urbanite expectations you'd have of a city. The only difference is the variety in which you see the kind of denizens and designs. I'll go ahead and move us over as you step on through into Port Nomad.
Wow.
And as the starlight settles down, not a whole lot of questions, not a whole lot of documents. It's a pretty quick and easy process as you now stand outside the space station, looking around at all the flashing lights and vehicles and people ready to travel through. And so your first task, I suppose, you guys wanted to find Captain Zarya, right?
Yeah, I think we should talk to her.
Hell yeah. So, do you guys want to like try and shoot a message through Oversight or set up some details? How do you want to go about this? Or ask
if
around?
If Oversight has a way to get in contact with Zarya, great. That's my opinion. Because that already sets up like the expectation that we are setting up a relationship between them, the firm and Zarya.
Is she expecting us, or?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe Oversight can. Well, yeah.
Well, pardon me, but that seems like a massive oversight. But shouldn't they know that shouldn't she know that we're coming? Like,
I mean, it seems implied that Oversight had some communications. I think the degree, the frequency, the exact details, it's all, I mean, correctly, you guys are concerned that it feels a little gray. But yeah, if you want to use Oversight as your point of contact, I'll ask whoever likes to reach out to Oversight. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll send a quick email to Oversight. Probably as we're coming down through the atmosphere to the planet, try and reach out to Oversight, see if he can set up a meeting or facilitate a meeting between us. And it's a 16.
16? You'll get back a quick little response. Of course, I am happy to help. Contractor Merit. Captain Zarya has been contacted. She is aware of your imminent arrival. You can find her at the Sandy Shark. Good luck.
I'll just look over to Val and... Is that like a bar, or...?
What was the name of this establishment again?
Sandy Shark.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Shark. Would Val know if that is a bar of some kind, or like know how to get there?
I think you'd know. You know, it's like one of the nicer taverns in a way, or bars in a way. Yeah, you're like, okay, this is closer to city center. Makes sense because we're talking about a captain.
Gotcha. All right. Val would just kind of nod and then start walking towards that direction.
Okay. And as you all are walking through, what is everyone's passive perception, real quick?
Terrible.
13.
Hell yeah.
9.
10.
Okay.
13.
13. And then, sorry, how much was Merritt's?
9.
9. Okay. You all are walking and looking around, and you see all sorts of massive, bright lights of signs and advertisements, ranging from starship modules to psychedelics, steroid and health enhancements and packs, and even just straight up like weapons and munitions. It's all sorts of advertisements, but you start to pick up some common trends of like, okay, people aren't advertising the usual or the normal consumer goods here. You get an idea of the clientele just based off what people are trying to sell. And as you're walking, you see all sorts of signs and holograms postings about nearby casinos or gambling dens, even a few that talk about fight rings here and there. Like small scale fight rings for betting or for fighters to join in, earn a little bit. And these are like thrown all throughout, along with all the bars and restaurants and taverns that they keep kind of like signaling to as well. And of course, can't forget that most of these holograms and advertisements continuously pop up with descriptions about the upcoming Blood and Steel Festival. Only a few more days until it starts. And as you're walking through the city, Merritt, you bump into somebody.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Good tracks.
And immediately you see a figure ahead of you, some other humanoid, slightly alien species, turn and look down at their pockets, look up at you, and start yelling. Hey, you! Thief! You stole my data pad!
As soon as this starts up, Val is stepping up to this dude. It's like, keep fucking walking. We know you're running a fucking scam. Get the fuck out of our face. Go.
Not until I get my fucking data pad. And then you see, they look over and they say, Enforcer, you gonna let this shit slide? Like, you know what?
No.
Hey, you know what? Let's handle it as we do. A duel.
Oh my
Simple enough.
god!
You're trying to take my shit. I think it's only fair.
Who are you? Me?
Yeah, you're the damn thief.
Nah, I'm stepping in for her.
Okay. You know what? Fine.
As soon as he says okay, Val just goes, okay, and then just power fist punches him as hard as she can.
Well, I'll go ahead and roll initiative as soon as you say okay. Let's see. And I'm gonna move to our little 15. Okay. What can I cook here?
Can Fallon also step in?
Duels are 1v1, unfortunately.
Oh, man, okay.
So we're just watching.
Yeah, you say okay. Like, you get immediately say, yeah, I'll duel, and go to throw a fist, and a fist is already coming up to your abdomen. We're gonna go ahead and
Getting stabbed.
swing. I think a 13 misses Val.
It does indeed.
So even though the swing comes, it's going to miss, and they're gonna turn and try and use bonus action to knock you. Oh no, they're gonna use bonus action to try and hit you again. Let's see. Okay, 20 to hit.
20 would hit.
4 points of thunder damage as you realize they're wearing ballistic gloves. And can you go ahead and give me athletics or acrobatics? Because they're gonna try as they knock you in the shoulder. They're gonna try and grab on. Yeah, goddamn it! I don't think that's working. Nope. But you managed to shove them off, and now it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna punch him right back.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
That's an 18, and I'm gonna pop an exploit into this. I should have 3 die for it. I'm gonna hit him with a dirty hit.
Okay.
So he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Pretty tough. He will succeed on the con save.
Gotcha. That's fine. Oh, go ahead. Damage for that guy. That's 11. And then I will cunning attack, hit him again.
Shit. Yeah, that 23 is gonna hit.
Dirty hit didn't work.
I thought you said nerdy hit.
Yeah.
That would
I
have
was
been
like,
an
what?
intelligence saving throw.
Yeah. No, I'll just roll flat damage on that. Man, that's so low, but okay. Just like after like the second blow, like Val just looks back to the rest of the party. It's like, don't get involved. If enforcers walk up, just say you're the witnesses. We agreed to this.
Merritt nods in a stunned silence.
Fallon just has her hand on her gun, just casually, just watching. If anything happens, keeping an eye out.
So, yeah,
Saskia has like 2 fists in her hair. She is freaking the hell out. She is not a violent person. Like, she's not used to fights on sight.
So yeah, 15 damage, big hits. As stumbles back, gonna take a breath, realize it's a lot more serious, and I'm gonna make a wisdom check on his head. If he's smart enough to understand where he stands in this fight. Nope, he doesn't. He's got adrenaline pumping. He thinks he just wasn't paying attention. He's gonna second wind. He's gonna heal back a lot of that damage. He like almost taps his chest, takes a deep breath, says, a little tougher than I thought. It'll go down just like the rest. And as he says like rest before he even finishes the sentence, he throws a hand up. I'm gonna try and we're gonna try and shove you prone. Go ahead and give me athletics or acrobatics. Knocks you prone, and he's gonna swing at advantage. That is, man, that's definitely gonna hit. Oh, so close. Okay, I didn't add his bonus. Okay, so that's gonna be 4 points of thunder damage, and go ahead and give me another athletics check. No, not
Yeah.
So you are not grappled prone, very importantly. So managed to knock you down with the shove and then another follow-up punch, but that's it. Not a big hit. What would you want to do?
Can I say something super unrelated while you're deciding? That roll to see if he was smart enough to understand, like, if he could win this or not, just reminded me of the Forest Oracle campaign. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen anything about or played the Forest Oracle, but there is an NPC where every 6 seconds the DM has to roll a die. And if it's below a certain number, that character is insane for 6 seconds. And if it's above a certain number, that character is normal for 6 seconds.
Wait, what? That's so bad.
It's
so bad.
It's that whole, it's, is it Slimesicle that runs it?
It's just roll with it. It's like their whole thing. He's one of the people on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad campaign.
It is a
Oh,
horrible
it's-
module from like 2nd edition or something.
Yeah, I know
1984,
this one.
maybe.
I know
Yeah.
this. This is what everyone memes. Hell yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah,
by
I
the
think
Val, you got knocked prone, but you can jump back up. Like you're not, held down.
okay. Yeah, I'll hop back up and I'll actually will use my cunning attack or cunning action. But make it instead of an attack, it's gonna be I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Mhm.
So contested athletics.
Yeah, you win that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's kind of more like no, I'd have to get him prone. So it's just hops up and then kind of tackles towards his leg and is gonna drive like a punch into the gut at the same time too.
And then you're trying to grapple or knock prone.
I'm trying to grapple for the athletics, and then that was the punch there.
Got it. 12 unfortunately does miss.
Yeah.
But you got him
Darn.
held up. And he's gonna make 2 quick punches back. One of which hits is another 6 points of thunder damage. As he takes an opportunity while you're holding him, he's gonna punch in your abdomen. And you kind of feel that impact from the thunder gauntlets. It's back to you. You're still grappling if you want to do anything.
Yeah. Oh wait, wouldn't that be an advantage since I grappled him? The first one that I made?
It's not advantage for grappling unless you have like one of the feats or anything like that.
Oh,
They have to be prone for advantage or restrained.
Gotcha.
But now that you have him grappled, if you want to try and knock him prone while holding him, you could do that.
Yeah. I will do that. Again, I'll use it for the
Cutting action.
bonus action cutting action to shove like while grappled.
Okay.
22.
Throwing him down, your next attack can be at advantage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 20 is gonna
Nope.
hit, and you get sneak attack on this.
Yeah. So 4, and then I think my sneak attack is 2d6 now or 3d6 now. I don't.
3d6 for level 5.
Ooh.
And you can throw an exploit in too if you want.
Ah! Yeah, I gotta pump an exploit into that. Yeah. I mean, if he's on the ground and grappled, I automatically have advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't pump an exploit into this. Everything else is just kind of pointless.
You're good. He's gonna try and wiggle out. You can roll an athletics. I don't think he's gonna win this. And his attack misses. And he's starting to realize, wait, something's off here. I'm gonna make you can make 2 attacks at advantage if you want, because he's still grappled and prone.
We're like on the ground
Mhm.
as like I have him grappled and am like constantly punching him, and I'm just like, so like, how long have you lived here? Like making a conversation with him.
12 actually misses. Okay, 18 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage and sneak attack. Okay, yeah. He's like looking up, and as you're raining down and you ask that question, he goes, 9 months. And that last punch knocks him out cold.
Just stands up, dusts herself off. It's like, don't fuck with a tenor. And he's like, all right. Starts walking away from him and just leaves him there.
You see, like,
Merrick
this
gives him a kick.
You give him a kick. You do actually have his data pad, by the way, in your pocket. That is the part of the
I pull it out. I unlock it. I start downloading all his data.
Give me a quick data check just to see if how much you can hack into.
That's a 20.
Yeah. Mary, you're able to siphon, and I'll say it's so direct, like his account, you know, you just straight up pull 100 credits to your account.
Hell yeah. I take all of his money.
Just fast
I
see this.
I download everything off of his drive, I erase it, and then I just dump it on the ground.
Val just kind of looks back at you, Merritt, and goes, "Wait, did you actually swipe his data pad?"
No! No, it was just in my pocket.
Me when I
Not what
lie.
he deserved. I mean,
Val
you
kinda-
can do an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight check that. That's not supposed to be an advantage, my bad.
No worries. I'll say, Merritt, you can roll persuasion. Pretty confident Merritt's telling the truth. Yeah.
That is the most backhanded scam I've ever heard of before, but okay.
I don't understand either. But hey, I have $100 now.
Is one of Merritt's like things that she's a kleptomaniac?
I mean, no, but if you just give me your data pad, I'm gonna steal your money. I also have his passwords. Merritt sends all of his personal information to she contacts Oversight. It's like, hey, can you sell this? Would you like this?
Oh my god.
You're just like, Oversight's just gonna give you a response. I always appreciate a contractor dedicated to their work. Unfortunately, I cannot do much with this information right now. Our project is the highest priority. I am happy to revisit this at a later time. Thank you.
I sent an even nicer email back. And I'm like, I completely understand. We'll take care of it. Thank you so much, Oversight.
Yeah.
We just have a log of us going back and forth with each other, being so cordial.
And yeah, you just leave this guy behind. And Saskia, I know you asked, hey, this happened pretty close to the space station, and I think Val, you recognize the run here, right? There's a reason it's near the space station where maybe newbies are coming in, or people unfamiliar. Meanwhile, there is somebody in this like dark black blue, like clear like tack fiber or like something like that plated like armor and vest, weapon by their side, sitting back on a car hood, looking at their data pad, smoking a cigarette, just kind of looks up and just gives a thumbs up and goes back.
Do I recognize this person? Or...
You know it's an enforcer.
Oh, so the cops really just don't care. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fully legal what just happened.
Yeah, Saskia's like from Terra fucking Prime. Like she's from Earth. Like this is crazy to her. This is fucking bonanzas. So she's just like putting her hood up, like making eye contact with no one on this planet.
Val just kind of like gives a little like a 2-finger salute and like waves by to him and just keeps walking.
Merritt has a renewed sparkle in her eye.
And yeah,
Something's been unlocked.
You might leave behind with some new expectations, and you weave your way through the streets, getting closer to some of the central areas. A few more bits of like odd tropical multicolored plants popping up. At one point, the road turns into a little bridge over just a sudden babbling brook that somebody's put in here through paying some terraforming costs. It's like you're starting to get the vibe of like, okay, we've gone from like the normal-ish parts of the city to like the nicer parts, and you make your way to one of these taverns that, though it's on the city roughly center, quote unquote, it is near the industrial sector. So beyond another half mile out, you can tell it starts to turn a little bit more desert and barreny. Just because they're not wasting terraforming costs on factories. Come on. And you do see the sandy shark.
Alright, before we go in, I'm going to use my new Gen 13 patch, like the Tome of Shifting Memories. I'm headcanoning it that I just like somehow hacked it and spliced it into my Gen 13, and that's how I know all this new stuff. And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts because I want to read the boss's mind.
Okay.
We ready?
Ready as
I
fuck?
am now.
Sure.
Whoa, this place is swanky.
Ooh.
Yeah, you all make your way into the sandy shark. And you can see it is pretty swanky. It's got some nice little lights, nice music, good vibe as you're kind of stepping through. There is a bouncer up front who very quickly like starts to move towards you, then pauses, looks at the data pad, for a moment kind of holds it up a little bit in your direction, and then just, it doesn't say anything. You can just like walk past.
I think they knew we were coming.
Yes, we have a meeting with Captain Zarya. He's expecting us.
Val, you got any idea what this lady looks like?
Would Val have any idea what this lady looks like?
Oh yeah, give me a history check.
I'm not very good at these things.
6? Yeah, you have no idea.
Val just kind of like shrugs and says, I'm gonna be so honest. She could have been part of the chain when I was still living here, but I didn't really involve myself in politics.
Gotcha.
You know what I could do? Because I have Detect Thoughts active, I could try to read like maybe some of the bouncers' minds or like the bartenders or like the people who work here. And like if they're affiliated with her and they know we're coming, they might have like an image of her as well as like a general direction to her office.
Okay.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, if you want to use... Oh, you already used Detect Thoughts too, so you want to start with the surface level thoughts, right?
Yeah, just surface level, like, you know, I would assume that like someone, an image of someone or like a direction somewhere would be surface thoughts.
Go ahead. I'm gonna say roll an insight check at advantage because you're tapping into multiple people's thoughts just to try pull this information, but just to see who it kind of leads you towards first.
Okay. Ooh, my insight is not very good.
It's a bar. A bunch of people are talking. Things are going on. It's hard to catch exactly what it is because there's so many thoughts, right, that you're picking up from the surface. And the risk here is if you want to dive deeper to get a more clear answer, that carries its own, risk of somebody knowing you jumped into their brain.
I'm gonna get punched in the face on this planet. Don't want that to happen. Could I try one more time with Unit 13's help, or no?
I'll say with Unit 13 helping out, sure, you can make one more check. And if there's anything else the rest of you want to do to help out as well.
I was just gonna do like an investigation or perception check. Just scan the room, see if I can spot who's important.
Yeah, go for it.
Not much better. Ooh.
Okay,
What
I'll say,
happened to my nat 20?
All right.
Fallon, if you want to do anything.
I would love to try an inside check.
Okay, go for it. Okay. Not great, but on an 11, Fallon, that is enough to pick up. Places like this, like you said, it's a little fancy, it's a little nice. Where would you want to pay attention, right? Where would you want to go? And you're thinking folks up front, well, that's probably more ordinary customers, as ordinary as they might be on a planet like this and a bar like this, but person in charge, person who matters, they'd probably be further back, right? And as you kind of like have that insight, looking past some of these booths and even like the kind of bar table area, you look to the back and you see there's a couple of tables set out. One, where actually both, they probably have a few like games running, or like card games, other things. But there's a few more like, you know, weaponed up, armored up folks kind of hanging back, you know, but paying attention and nearby. And you see at that table, there is what looks to be, where is she? Some sort of like mostly humanoid individual who is looking down. She's got like some sort of cybernetic implant across the eye. It looks like an eye patch, but you can recognize like it's got like the lines and the metallic pieces, some enhancements to her arm as she's looking over, a few other like lights and machinery visible as she's staring out, playing what seems to be some sort of dice game with a couple other folks, and kind of looks up and smiles in your direction.
I'm gonna walk over.
I follow.
I had a whole spell for this, and you solved it on an insight check.
You still have the spell up, by the way. That you don't have to take that off.
You can read her surface thoughts and see if she's mad at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna reach my hand out to her and offer a handshake. Say hi. I assume you're Zariah, is it?
Yeah, as you step up for a moment, people start to like get in the way, but she's just kind of raises a hand. Yeah, let him through. I am Zari.
Sorry.
And if the descriptions I received were to be trusted, you all are my possible team for what's to come.
We're
Well,
your
how
team.
about-
Well, can't say you all look like much. I'm supposed to take away the spots of my hard-working folks. Give them over to you. All for the promise that you'll do good, huh?
Dear hardworking folks. Take down major killers.
What do you mean by that? Because, well, she kind of leans forward. Most of us are killers here.
Not the
What?
kind of killer I mean.
What my friend is trying to say is, did you happen to hear that the bounty on the butcher was recently claimed?
You're going to forget the bounty of the butcher. I'm gonna say go ahead. Let's go with Murray, because you brought up the idea first. Give me a D20 roll as a sort of luck check to see if she's heard about what's happened. Can't say I have. Enlighten me.
Well, the butcher, if you will, was running a little bit of a scam alongside his, extracurricular activities. And, we took him out. I don't know if you know this, but guy was straight up a vampire. By the way.
As you say this, Fallon, you do know you have some of the case files, some of the reports. You all could try to, like, send that over. See if that adds a little bit of evidence and credence to what you're talking about.
Can I just hold up the heart?
You could also do that, hell yeah. We'll call that, you know what, I'll say if you hold up the heart, you can just make a direct persuasion check. I'll say at advantage as you bring this up. Or intimidation, depending on how you kind of show it off. As you call this out and put down an undying heart, you see a few of the folks around looking at it curiously, but you recognize that Captain Saria, leader and member of a syndicate that operates on the alchemy and, pharmaceutical side of things, very quickly realizes what this is and goes, well, I'll be damned. That really is a vampire's heart.
We may not look like much, but we hold our own.
She's gonna start to look over each of you. And I'm gonna say, is there anything the rest of you want to do to add to your credence here? Your credit as a competent team to build trust here?
Val is kind of just carrying herself as if like she's being respectful, but she's also kind of carrying herself like, yeah, I understand you're a big boss, but I'm not in any way offended by you not knowing I'm capable, because I know I'm capable. And alongside that, I feel like she's kind of like scanning the room and like trying to make eye contact with anyone she might know from the past, and just doing like a wave or like a, just kind of letting her presence be seen here to kind of add to that a little bit more of like, hey, I am known here to some extent, even if this wasn't her scene. Like maybe there's some runners that in the time she's been gone have elevated their class and like are here now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What angle do you want to take with this? Is it more like, does people recognize your ability? Are you showing that off? Or is it more like that natural like charisma intimidation of like, oh yeah, the people that know me will remember kind of the things I've done, like what I was capable of. Like what angle are you taking?
I think it's kind of like, it's this, I would want to roll intimidation, and I think the angle is specifically from like the type of air that's not like disrespectful, but it's just very much like, I know that I'm capable. It's just, I'm who you got and I know it will get done. And then also with the people around the bar, it is very much kind of like a, maybe everyone, like maybe like most of them are like, oh shit, that's Val, and is very respectful to her. And they're probably all like mercs of some kinds or know of her in that sense. And maybe there's like one or two that's like, oh, I should leave type of vibe.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intimidation check then. Yeah. Somebody's already, by the way, left the bar. That was like before you even started looking around and you kind of hear the sound of the door opening and shutting. But there's also this idea of like maybe a few people sort of recognize you, but a few others with that intimidation, even if they don't know your name, recognize the kind of walk and look of somebody who's maybe from here or from somewhere similar, but that kind of hardened edge, right? And it's not, you're not intimidating Captain Saria, but a few of her guards in the back, these other folks who are constantly the ones keeping an eye out for danger, just ever so slightly tense at your appearance, almost instinctively. And I think that's success as Captain Saria even ever so slightly looks back at some of these folks that are with her, and then back to you all. Merit or Saskia, anything you guys want to do, or are you just kind of sticking behind and letting the other two show off? What's the vibe?
I'm so sorry. I had to go for a second. What are we trying
Yep.
to accomplish?
It's just because you're talking to Captain Zaria, and she's kind of like, "Why should I bring you guys in instead of my crew? Why should I trust you all to win?" And so I'm just adding, if there's anything you want to do in character to kind of show off in this moment, right? Give her that confidence. You certainly can. So, for example, Fallon brought up the vampire, like the slaying of the butcher, and literally showed the undying heart. Val kind of was more about like a recognition of like having that hardened edge, being from here, and folks like who do recognize her stepping away, and even those who don't recognize her kind of being like, whoa, this is a tough person. But yeah, if there's anything Merit or Setsuke would throw in there in the mix as well, you don't have to, but just given that chance.
I'll probably try to persuade her, if I may.
Yeah.
Saskia will like take off the hood that she's been wearing because the streets of this planet are hard and cold. And she'll probably just say, you know what your previous team was capable of. I'm more interested in what you need. You need a team that completes the contract and doesn't create unnecessary problems. I'm an engineer. I solve problems. And she'll like gesture to like Val and Fallon. We've got people that can fight. And she'll gesture to Merritt. We've got people that can talk. And she'll gesture to Fallon again. We got people that can fly. We don't look like much, but that's generally an advantage.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. It's a good call out.
Advantage. Persuasion. Come on. Okay. I'll keep it. But I'll while I'm kind of giving this speech, can I see what her surface thoughts are?
I think you get the idea where she's like, it's not that she doesn't believe you when you're talking about them, but I think she gets more curious about what your deal is. That's what that 11 is it's like, no, you're right, and you know, Fallon and Val still are convincing. But her question, ever so slightly tilts her head, is what do you do? Right? Because you mentioned the engineering and all, but something about you doesn't quite add up in her eyes with like this environment, this crew. So she just kind of holds on for a moment, but doesn't harm the chances. Merritt, anything from your end?
Merritt is holding on to a last ditch effort. She's keeping back that. Oh, did you hear what happened to Squenchy? That's what she's holding that in her back pocket just in case things aren't up to snuff enough.
Yeah, I'll let you decide. Do you want to try in this moment or not? Or do you want to make an insight check to see if you need to even reveal this information?
Yeah, I'll make an insight check. Okay.
Might have to. Whip out the big guns.
Yes, I will. Perfect. And then Merritt goes, kind of steps up beside her friends. Did you hear what happened to Squenchy?
Kind of pauses for a moment. That I did hear about. Didn't expect to hear that name here.
Well, if you'd like to learn more about us, you're more than welcome to reach out to Oversight. I'm sure he'd love to tell you all about Squenchy.
Go ahead. What kind of check are you going for here?
Would we like a persuasion or intimidation, gang? They're the same bonus either way.
Do you have to do something different from us? Or can it be the same?
For this, you could do intimidation as well.
Okay. I'd probably
Also-
go intimidation. That was pretty scary.
Yeah. That doesn't feel very persuasive.
Okay, sick. Perfect.
And I think there's a little bit that maybe some of you pick up of like, she said no, but it's almost like she's not trying to reveal how much she knows. But there's something there. All right. No, I think I've heard enough. No need to run any tests or anything like that. You may not look like it, but you talk like the real deal. Maybe that's all I need. Not exactly a favorite to win this, even with my crew here, but our mutual friends said that you all help make this work out. And after that, we'd be partners, business partners. Everything there looks good to me. Just a little curious on the business side of things. Is that something you all are going to handle, or a friend?
We'll handle the business. For now.
We might be moving up soon.
Then you know what you want at the end of this tournament.
Sure
We're
do.
aware of our target.
Well, maybe we can talk about it after round one.
Oh,
We're
wait,
on
wait. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Like I'd kind of like step behind maybe Fallon and like maybe text like the group chat. Like, would this be a good time to ask about like the what was it, like the object, like the
device.
military device that we're trying to acquire after we kill the guy, like what it looks like? Maybe she knows.
So, one thing I'll note is you're trying to, first of all, get all of Nova's business. Like, when the firm says make a business partnership, they mean, like, we should just be able to have direct access, be able to buy that stuff or take stuff, whatever we want.
Mhm.
But you're right. There is certain military tech, the better, the more advanced, the more experimental it is, the more the firm wants it, right? So if you can get your hands on some of that stuff right off the bat, that would be great. But yeah, sorry. Merritt, you, I think, have some context on at least one of these experimental devices.
Yes. I just haven't shared it with everyone.
Have we secured your partnership with the firm when everything's said and done?
I'd careful mentioning that out loud.
Not
Fellow
out
in
loud.
charge. Fellow in charge isn't a big fan, that's why we're here. But yeah, once tournament's taken care of and boss
Our
is
project's
given-
completed.
Yeah, project's completed. I'll be all good and ready to sign our deal. Happy to trade. Coin for credit. Whatever you're seeking from the collection.
So we have a deal?
Yeah. I'm sure we can iron out the details again, further we get. But for now, we've got a deal.
Merritt holds
One
out her
like
hand
shaking
for a
hand.
handshake.
And she shakes it.
So what do you know about these tournaments? Each of these rounds. We know the first one is a race. What should we be expecting after that?
First one, Dust Run. That's what's going to happen in 3 days' time. After that, we're going to get a little break before we have the rink. It's a fighting ring. One-on-ones.
Oh God.
In our last crowning event for the festival, the arena. usually it's the team to last the longest wins. That part I'm not too sure what they'll be bringing in this time. Seen all sorts of things in the past. Military tech droids, off-world monstrosities, whatever the boss at the time thinks is the best.
Can you give us an example of an off-world monstrosity that has been used before?
Yeah, I think once there was some reptilian-like thing. Said it fed on lightning.
Oh.
That one started running amok in the arena pretty quickly. Remember, we had to get the whole place insulated just to make it safe enough. For us, of course. Combatants, nothing there for them.
For the second round, is it just one person from each team? Or do we all have to do individual duels?
It's usually one at a time. Sometimes had duos go up. Not really
Oh, no,
sure
I
which way
meant-
the boss is leaning.
We each have to fight someone.
Yes. Oh, yeah, like, yeah. Everyone.
Okay. All right.
I usually don't really
Try-
make you face each other.
Try very hard not to freak out at that. I'm level 5 warlock.
Don't worry. We can go hunting for something that'll give us a boost. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually 2 rounds a day, and whoever makes it to the, as long as your team's usually in the top of the board, you're good. But, oh, let's say if there's anything you want to take care of, you have your own starship, right?
We do?
It's good. I was gonna have to give you a loaner and put that on your tab, but if you've got a starship, make sure it's all in tip-top shape, and you don't have that much time, but I can send you the coordinates and the details. I'll take care of the registration, but you'll be out there. She kind of gestures out one of the windows beyond kind of the city boundaries. 3 days time, don't forget.
Okay.
Well, I guess we've got a deal. If you need me,
Pleasure
contact
doing
me.
business.
Of course. You can contact me through our mutual friend, but otherwise, once I'm up there representing you, we'll take a more official line of communication.
Of course.
And with that, you guys have made a deal with Captain Zarya.
Merritt turns to leave. Let her get back to her game. If she wants.
Yeah, she seemed skeptical at first, but towards the end, it was more like a hesitant optimism.
Okay.
She
And
just
with
needed
that-
to vet us.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying she just needed to vet us. That was the end of my statement. You can continue.
No worries. I was queuing for the next set of music. But yeah, you guys are good with Zarya. You have a few days of downtime if there's anything you want to do. Otherwise, we'll just skip on over to the dust run.
Do we have
can
You go first.
can I try to train the Hollow Companion to operate the second turret?
Unfortunately, that is beyond his ability.
No.
I like the idea, but that is, mechanically speaking, a little bit beyond what he's capable of. Stringing together
Okay.
words is already pretty advanced parameters.
I guess she just wastes time on doing that and like abandons that venture on day 2.
Hell yeah.
Is
You go ahead.
is there anywhere nearby that we could maybe get some things to just kind of beef up Merritt and Saskia a little bit?
I was about to ask, do you have time? Do you have days in between the rounds, or is it like once the race happens, we're like one after the other?
I think you would know that after the race, there's like a 1-day break, and then the tournament starts, and that doesn't necessarily. It can sometimes take 1 or 2 days depending on how many people there are, right? All that stuff. And then you'll have a 1-day break, and then the final arena.
Okay. So we can either start searching now, and if we find something, great. But if not, we can continue the search in between the rounds.
I knew I should have bought that plasma ray. Damn it.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
still
that's a
look for
great idea.
weapons. This is a very much a place to buy weapons. As you look, or you step outside, and you just see a bunch of ads for like guns and swords.
Oh god, I don't think I have a proficiency in anything.
What? I think.
Like, cause like I'm just a support character. I have like Eldritch Blast, and that's it.
That's crazy. Oh, and you gotta fight someone by yourself. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my shit rocked, guy.
You have Gen 13.
They said there were duos.
They might do duos for the tournament. Depends.
Is there any way we can? Is there any way we can find out?
You all can try, but the idea is because Zarya didn't know either, it would be a pretty high DC. Like,
Gotcha.
Guys,
Once
my unarmed
we're-
strike, my damage is 0. Oh.
just a light punch.
Yeah, it's just 0.
I think either way, we should look into getting Merritt and Saskia some kind of something to help them not die immediately. But if they are in duos, I think Val and I should like pair with each of them so that there's someone who isn't as low in health on their team.
Yep.
I think that would be a smart plan to have. Wait, you said we can do skill training?
Yeah. You can do skill training. You have 3 more days till the dust run.
What if we spend 3 days to skill train and try and boost some con?
That is a ability score, not a skill, unfortunately.
Just kidding.
I also don't. Oh well, it's con, so it doesn't matter.
I would actually. Can I skill train my perception?
Yeah, you can.
The only thing about that is my wisdom mod is a -1.
You started at D20. No worries.
Started at D100.
Yeah, just keep going up.
Okay, all 3 days. Let's go.
Nice.
Cool.
I will be taking 27 credits from Marin.
Perfect.
I guess I have to go buy a gun.
Let's go buy a gun. You don't have any weapon proficiencies at all?
I just don't know how it translates to the sci-fi setting. So
yes.
in base D&D, it's like daggers, crossbows, and quarterstaves. But like, I don't think we have crossbows here.
In page 75 of the Dark Matter.
You get guns.
Okay.
You can shoot guns. If you can use crossbows, you can shoot guns. I don't make the rules. That's just how real life worked, you know?
These are the proficiencies for Warlock.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you both warlocks?
No, I'm a sorcerer.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the book. I just have the book open so I can flip through it and read my spell descriptions.
Imagine
Well,
we had a roguelike team. It's just 2 rogues and 2 warlocks. It'd be crazy.
Oops, all rogues. I'm kind of sad
What
we
could
didn't
have
oops
been?
all rogues.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
maybe you guys multi-class. Who knows?
I thought about multi-classing as a bard.
I am also I that could also fit with Merit as well. So we could have 2 multi-class bards.
Gosh.
We can start a band.
Ah, space band. Double
We already
bardic
did that.
inspiration.
In our last campaign, I played the tambourine.
Yeah.
I want
We
to play a
can rename
harmonica.
we can rename our ship to the Starlight Express.
Oh my god, yes, 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 yes.
All right, guys.
Do you
You know
really
what to do.
participate?
I love that musical. Yes, we're the Starlight Express. That's amazing.
I
Fuck
suppose as
this
you guys
festival of
work
blood
on...
and steel.
Can we
Starting a
actually
band.
officially rename it to Starlight Express? That's actually incredible.
Yeah.
It's your group ship. You're just slapping an update to like the metadata on the signal. Yeah.
How did I
You're-
not think of that? That's genius. We're the Starlight Express.
If you guys work on a little name update, do you actually want to buy a gun for Saskia? Because you totally can. They have.
Yeah, I need a gun. I guess she's so bad at this. She just walks up to the dealer. It's like, I'd like to purchase a gun.
This might be one of the few cities that you've been to where that's not weird. In fact, if you walked up and said, I need to buy, like, I don't know, like normal stuff, they'd be like, what? If you came in here saying, I need to buy a sofa, they'd be like, no, we don't sell that here on this planet. But you came in here and asked for a gun, and you look down the street, and there's like a dozen gun stores. Right on this one strip. So you walk in, you're looking for something standard, so that's pretty easy to find, you know. And we're gonna pull over. Do you want something like a just standard repeater? Just a normal gun? Nothing too crazy? Do you want a carbine? Something with a little bit more range, but it takes both hands? What are you looking for?
Like a repeater is like rapid fire, like, and then like something with more range would be like.
Actually, the irony is, despite the name, the repeater does not have the automatic feature. The carbine does.
Oh.
Automatic is what you can choose to make 2 attacks instead of 1, but they're at disadvantage. Both of them are at disadvantage. Repeater is just straight up your most base weapon. No special properties, it's just shoot. 60-foot range.
Okay. I kind of like the long range one because I'm definitely gonna try to like get away from people as much as I can. What was it, the carbine?
Yeah, we can give you the carbine. That's 75 credits if you want to drop that. And I'll go ahead and add this to your character sheet.
Where is it on the standard for the carbine?
Yeah, there
On the dark matter.
I'm gonna add it to your attack section. You got. So yeah, you just walk into a store, say I'd like a gun, something normal. They're just like, yeah, this is good enough, and they just kind of hand it over to you.
Wow, like I don't have to do like a training or anything.
No, they just give you a gun.
Okay.
I mean, you are proficient in it. It's a simple blaster.
I'll try to shoot like bottles in like the alley behind our hotel, wherever we're staying.
Doing good enough.
Can Merritt also join in target practice, but she's using her finger guns?
Oh,
Yep.
of course.
You guys are just out in the alley shooting. Hell yeah. Okay. You buy some guns. Anyone else want to buy anything? Or are you guys just skipping forward to the day of the dust run?
I want a skill train.
Oh, that's true. Which skill would you like to train in?
Hold on, I'm gonna roll a d4 to help me decide. 2. So, okay, I'm gonna train Arcana.
Okay. What is your intelligence score?
3.
3. That's pretty good. Instead of starting with a D20, you'll start with a D8.
Make 2 successes.
2 successive?
But one of the
Roll a D8. You can roll it 2 more times because it's 3 days that you get to train. Okay. Unfortunately, none of those succeed, so that will be 27 credits from Fallon. But
Right.
you're on the track. And
Can I?
So you said the carbine was 175 gold?
Let me double it. No, just 75, not 175. So you should be good.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then, sorry, I'm not seeing the gun.
Real quick, on your character sheet, I might need you to X out of it real quick, and then I can edit
Oh,
it
okay,
It's a
yeah,
little-
no problem.
It's a little wonky. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can feed her. Oh, my mic's on. Sorry. We're gonna feed our pets real fast, and then we'll be right back.
Have fun.
No worries. Gonna add this to the character sheet. You are proficient. It's Dex. Okay, now it should be their carbine, ranged 80, 20, 40, 5 attack, 2d6. Okay, perfect.
Where is it?
Sorry. It should be under your actions page. It'll be near the top.
Combat attacks,
What?
unarmed strike. I'm still not
Just-
seeing it.
It just deleted itself. Hold on.
Okay,
Sorry.
hang on. Okay, I'll get off the character sheet for real. Like,
No worries. It always baits me. Roll20 always scams me because it says I can see it on my end, and I'm like, hey, it's there. And then I close, and it's gone. And I'm like, come on. Don't be like that. Roll20. Okay. So now I see it. I'm going to X out. Now you can open it up, and hopefully it's saved.
okay. The actions and Nope.
Okay, it's being a pain in my ass. It's supposed to be the new attack. It keeps removing the edits I'm making. If you'd like, you can just edit it to say using your dex and you're proficient with it. But otherwise, I also know the rolls. It's +5 and it's 2d6 damage. So
Okay.
should be good on that side. If need be, I can take a look at it offline. And then Merit, I think, were you also going to do something? You might have said.
Can I, with my failed checks,
Mhm.
can I do anything else? Or is my like time dedicated to those?
No, it's like one of your downtime activities, so it'll take up like half your day for trainings.
Okay,
But you can do
perfect.
something else in the other free time. If you want to buy something, if you want to upgrade or talk to somebody about upgrading the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, Meredith, she's looking for any kind of magical item shop or anything like that. Anything to boost either her con, her AC, her hit
Okay.
points, or her attacks.
You
Anything
can
to make
roll-
her better at a fight, basically.
Okay, so you need AC or health, right? Are the main.
That's what I would
areas?
love. But
Okay.
if I find anything for my attacks, great.
Go ahead. Attacks will be a little hard to find just because there's a lot of things, right?
Yeah,
that
that's
can turn into extra
fair.
spells. But let's start with give me a investigation check. See if you can find anything for your health or your armor.
Ooh.
Ooh, 17. You don't have proficiency with shields, right? Because you were a sorcerer.
Correct. And I also don't have proficiency with any armor.
So you just see rows and rows of shields and armors, and you're like just window shopping and realizing none of these can work.
Yeah.
So you're kind of walking past. Now, if we take a look at something that gives ability score adjustment, what options do we have? Oh, would you look at that? Because you know about the Belt of the Dwarven kind, but on this investigation check, it's crazy. There is a enterprise here that does dungeon delving, relic excavation. It's not the DD&D. It's like in a way, it's a local competitor. But it's somebody who works on piecing this together. There's a few smiths who like also can sometimes craft old school magical items after they reverse engineer recipes. But they do have something that stands out, that improves the body of those that wield it, an amulet of health.
I just got so excited.
Hell yeah. The price tag? 5,000 credits.
Can I, in any way, using my persuasion, my deception, any of my charismatic skills to lower the price?
You can try. You can try.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try and persuade them to give me a lower price.
You'll get a 250 credit discount, so 4,750 credits.
Alright, I'll put a pin in that. Did they have, like, were they going to make it, or did they have it on hand and they were ready to sell it?
They haven't made one, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Perfect. Yes, Merritt notes that down.
Okay. So you note that down. Anything else you guys want to look at or upgrade, or are we at the dust run?
So I'm just trying to add my carbine manually. Is it radiant damage?
Fire.
Fire. Okay. Damage. 2d6. Fire. Let's see if this works.
Okay. +5. Hell yeah.
Okay. At least I have
Perfect.
something.
Oh, one note. Because it's listed as 2d6 plus 2, it shouldn't be plus dex. It should just be 2d6.
Oh. Okay, I'll remove that. None.
No worries.
Yeah,
the
guns don't get the bonus.
I'll try again.
Yep, that one's all good. Okay, perfect. Hell yeah. So with that, we move on ahead if there's nothing else. The time ticks as 3 days pass by pretty quickly. The city getting louder and louder, the excitement building, the holograms and advertisement and posters becoming non-stop. Even as you scroll through the ordinary channels of the datapad, you see a Blood and Steel Festival ad about every 2 to 3 minutes. And you can feel the tension in the air as you all make your way to the coordinates that Captain Zaria sent. Not to the center of the city, but to the eastern edges. And this time, you have to take over the Starlight Express and bring it as you slowly hover through. You kind of have to go above normal city traffic because you have a medium-sized ship. And you begin to make your way towards the coordinates. Oh yeah, no worry. And you guys will reach over past the normal city traffic and the like. You are at the edges of Port Nomad. And you see dozens of other ships starting to pull up into not quite a station officially, but some sort of open landing space. And you realize around it, there's makeshift stands that have been set up as people have filed into crowds into this almost like semicircle space as ships are settling down in front of them. And you realize you're here at the start of the dust run. Fighters, starships of all different sizes and make and model are descending down, far from the maybe sleek and, standardized military vessels. These are all sorts of ships and shapes. And as they settle down, you can hear the crowd starting to cheer out, and various captains, different symbols and flags behind them, lining up, and there is one stand, a little raised, a little different than the rest. As you see a figure take a cigar out of their mouth, ruffle through the feathered face that they have, and smile out as they look over the crowds. A sort of microphone attached, feeding into the speaker systems all throughout, as a voice calls out, "Welcome, welcome everyone. I know it's been a minute, but I hope you all are ready and excited, because it's time for another classic Blood and Steel Festival." And he kind of like raises his hands. You see people start to cheer out. I know you all loved the last one. And as one of the fine leaders of this city, it took a lot out of me to wait and hold out on this. I'm excited to say we'll be kicking this one off with a bang, with a dust run. You all know the rules. You all seen enough of this, but for those of you who are new, we have ourselves here a set of brave and mighty spacers, ready to take on the trials and tribulations of what Soteria has to offer. You all are going to be making a run out there, past the scrap yards and ships, past the canyon and desert. You're going to be grabbing one of the beacons that have been left behind. The signal's been uploaded to your ships. Should be easy enough to find, I'm sure. All you gotta do is make it back, all in one piece. Circuit's been outlined, start and end destination set. And well, if there's any questions, take them up with your captains. I'm just here to watch the show. And you see, as the figure, this almost owl-faced individual, broad-shouldered, laughs, puts the cigar back in his mouth, and settles back as Boss Nova has given the opening announcement for the dust run. And you guys have a moment to get in, get ready, and you're going to be starting up pretty soon. Is there any last-minute call-outs you guys want to make before we take off?
What danger should we be expecting aside from go fast, fast, fast?
I assume this one you're sending to Zarya, right?
Yeah.
Your sponsor. She's gonna look over. Well, you're gonna be going through ship graves. We've got all sorts of things: battleships, freighters, capital ships, anything that the scrap teams have hauled over. You're gonna have to avoid the debris. And if you think you can just fly overhead, I'd warn you about what's above. As she points, and you see these odd, they're not like fully blackened, they're almost like little light grayed out storm clouds. And for a second you're like, that shouldn't be a big deal. And then you see there are flashes of crimson lightning that arc through these storms.
Good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep it low and careful, so I hope you have a damn good pilot. Past the graveyards is the canyons. Then you gotta find the beacon, make your way back through the open desert. And that's the environment. As for I think our final tallies at 46 other competitors, they're gonna be no doubt trying to stop you and each other the whole way through. So good luck.
Thanks.
Our deal's riding on this. And then she'll hang up.
Great. I feel really good about that.
And if that's the last question you guys got, you start to get into the ship. The rules are no engine on. till the signal's given.
So we have to do all of our startup procedures after we've started?
So yeah, everyone, part of that race is everyone has to go through the startup at the same time.
Gotcha.
But
Do
you guys
other
have a little
teams-
advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do other teams have our super fun advantage that we have?
Some of them might, depending on who their pilots are, but you know that the normal time is you got a lot of like neat little tips and tricks that cut it down in half.
I'm sorry. Is this we're going into space, or are we?
No,
just
it's a
racing on the
planetary
surface?
race. Yep,
Perfect.
surface race.
That's why
And
it's called the dust thing.
the dust run, and you see
dust
the
run.
reason you can't fly too high unless you're really risking it is there are unique arcane storms here, because Port Nomad is a exception. It's like the one piece of normal looking life. Everything beyond this is hellish desert or wasteland or arcane storms. Speaking of, you'll get into the booths, hear the signals chiming in through your comm systems. 3, 2, 1. An alarm blares through the comms, and you all are going to take off. I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and give me what check they want to do for the starter procedures. Each character can go once.
Merritt is doing the data check for the startup procedures to get us up and running.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and make the data check. You were gonna hit this. Sorry, checking the DC. 23. Oh my. That is gonna put you immediately at 3 successes
Beautiful.
out of 5. Who wants to go next?
I will. I'll make my piloting check.
Okay. Perfect. 19 puts you through the other 2 of the procedures. Your ship is already taking off. Even as Saskia and Val, you're getting to your stations. Before you do anything, you feel the jerk of the ship taking up and start to pull ahead. You guys only needed 2 characters. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna gain, because you finished in less than 5, you're gonna gain 2 points of lead. Like, it's almost measuring how much ahead of the pack you're getting.
Yeah.
And ship begins to push out, going through. And as you take the clean lead, you see other ships starting to fire up their procedures, pulling forward, racing up and out towards the graveyard. And we begin with the next stage, the opening salvo. Because right now, there are 46 ships in relatively close quarters. And almost as soon as the ships begin to take off, a barrage of lasers, missiles, guns, all just start to fire out at each other. And I will say you guys are in the lead, so you're actually going to get a few more targeted in your direction.
Yeah.
And as the salvo starts firing off, is there anything you guys want to do? The whole crew. Any actions, any abilities you want to take as you see missiles and lasers and all this stuff coming in your direction?
Well, I'm shooting back, but I can't find the ship action sheet.
It's under handouts.
Yeah.
Would everyone be cool with me taking a power dice?
How many of those do we have? 6?
I don't remember. 2, I think.
You guys will. You can hold up to 4, but you start with 2.
Okay, perfect. I'm fine with that.
Okay. I'd like to take a power die for barrel roll and try to maneuver us out of the line of fire of these projectiles.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead, attempt barrel roll. What is the effects?
When you're the target of an attack roll, expend a power die, attempt to maneuver out of line of fire, roll the die, take the result, multiply by 50. We immediately move that many feet in the direction of our choice. The orientation of the ship does not change.
Okay. So you're going to expend a power die, spin the ship out of the way. Now, what I'm going to ask is, the main check is going to be a dexterity saving throw. At the end of all your actions, it's going to be a dex save. Okay? Do you want to reduce the DC for the save or reduce the possible damage you're going to take?
If we succeed on the save, will we take any damage?
You'll take half damage if you succeed on the save. So do you want to increase your chance of succeeding and taking half, or just cutting down the overall damage because you feel confident in saving?
Is it a personal dex save or a ship dex save?
Ship.
I want to lower the DC.
Okay. You can go ahead and lower the DC. Your DC will go from 15 to 12.
Great! Do I
is
make the
everyone
dex
else?
save now? Or okay, no.
No, you're good. You can make it at the end. Anything else you guys want to try to avoid the missiles and lasers coming your way? Or anything to do with the enemy ships? Or are you good to end your ship's turn like this?
Can I fire?
Yeah. Do you want to try firing at like missiles or ships, trying to distract them?
Yeah, I get like 2 attacks, right? then-
You'll get 1 action to use for an attack, because each action is 1 attack. But yeah, you can fire off.
Yeah, sure. I'll like fire at the closest ship to us.
Okay.
Can I use a reaction with that attack?
Yeah.
It will use up our other power die. Are we okay with that?
What are you trying to do? Because I was gonna try to use the other power die to do a crippling shot.
This
and
is
like
what I was
just be
gonna
able
do.
to. Oh.
When a friendly ship, including our own, makes an attack roll, expend a power die, add it to the attack roll. On a hit, the target's next attack has disadvantage, and it cannot regain shield points until the start of our next turn.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay.
So Saskia, you turn aiming the cannons. Go ahead and fire off. Whichever gun you want to use. They all have 360 aim now, so there's no disadvantage or nothing like that.
It's just a D20, right? Oh wait, no, it's the ship itself. I remember. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks.
No, you're good. You should have the blaster cannon and pulse cannon. Either one. Up for a shot. I would recommend blaster because it's bigger.
Mm-hmm. Pew pew.
18. That does hit. And then Merritt, you can add the D4 for the power die.
Add your Starlight Express.
22
That is
to
a-
hit. Oof. That's a big hit. And there's no saving throw. So yeah, you just fire off into a ship behind you, and you're going to cause some of its attack rolls to be off kilter. I'm going to say because it's making a disadvantage attack, we're going to reduce the damage dice. I'll just take 2d6 off the possible damage that's coming your way. And as part of that, you see the ship cannot regain shield points, and almost instantly, because it's further behind, it gets caught in a salvo of weapons fire that just starts ripping through the shields into the hull. That is Saskia with your action. Merritt, you used reaction, so I guess you still have your action left. And then Val as well, if there's anything the two of you want to do.
Yeah, super quick. We used how many power dies in this encounter?
2, both of them.
Both of our power dies?
Mhm.
Okay. Do we want more, do power dies recharge every round, or is it...
Yeah, you get 2 at the start of each round, and you can hold up to 4 with your ship.
Heard. Cool. Hey, do you guys want to potentially max out the power dice that we have, like, right now, so we can keep using them at the risk of we gotta do a regulate check on our ship?
I mean, how many dice do we get back when we do that?
So I'm rolling a d4 to determine how many we get.
Mhm.
So max is we get 4, minimum is we get 1.
I'm okay with doing that because no matter what, we get 2 at the beginning of the next round, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agree.
if we get,
Sure.
Yeah. I
fingers
didn't know if
crossed,
there's,
the ship doesn't explode.
Right. It's just it takes whole damage equal to 1 whole die plus your
Yeah,
ships.
it's
That's
not
actually kind of a lot.
Hey, that's not too bad. Let's run it. Why not?
That
This
would
is-
be, just so everyone's clear, it'd be a D8 plus 3 if we fail the DC 10 roll, but we also have a plus 2 to regulation.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Why not? Let's go.
So this is for the power die. Of course, naturally. That's cool though. You know,
Yeah.
one more is always good. And this is do not take damage.
Oh.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll a 1d8.
At least that one's low too.
You're gonna take 6 points of damage to the star. Oh no, that went to 10 hit points. Sorry, that's supposed to go here. So you're at 39, right? That's directly to hull damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the engine starting to overload as you're dealing with some of the excess power, right? You got to upgrade a dark matter engine, but still a little, fritzy in terms of getting used to all the new wiring that you've done yourself. And you see that you still get the 1 power die, correct? But you just also take some hull damage as some of the arcane power starts to almost circuit out, and you see little bolts of like pure arcana just streaming through, singeing some of the steel here in the reactor room.
I'm gonna do the patch action.
Okay.
To try and heal that damage back.
Hell yeah.
Can my, background of like
15?
working?
So the patch action requires a DC 10 or half the. Yeah, you're good. So
Perfect.
that succeeds. And so you're gonna roll the hull dice twice. So D8. Oh, sorry, never mind. You just roll a normal 1d8.
Yeah, the twice is not a failure.
Okay, so you use up one of the hull dice. You're down to 5, and you are gonna regain 7. Yeah, which brings you back up to full.
Yeah.
You kind of like rush down one of the ladders into the reactor room, see what's going on, and start helping Val patching everything together. And speaking of Val, you said you want to try something from your background.
No, it was if the patch didn't get enough to get us back up to full, Val was gonna do it as well. But we're good.
Perfect. So you guys, I think everyone's used their actions on this round as you're rushing through, handling all this as the ship is careening towards the graveyard. As part of this opening salvo, that is the end of this sort of round in the race. I'm going to ask Fallon, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw for the ship. 17
Not bad.
is a success. That's very good. So you're going to take half of this damage, and it's going to go to your shields because it's external weapons.
Did someone do something to reduce the damage as well?
Yes. This is the reduced damage.
Cool.
It's less
Cool.
dice. But 26, which gets cut in half to 13. So your shields are going to go from 49 to 36. And so you can see the shield glowing around as it's taking the salvo eruptions of fire and heated plasma striking across. But the Starlight Express is looking pretty good as you continue to race forward past this opening salvo. As this is happening, I'm going to ask Fallon, because you are the pilot of the ship, to go ahead and give me a piloting check to see how well you're navigating as this is all happening.
Okay.
Okay. 13, that's just enough to maintain the existing lead. So you're not
thank
losing the
God.
lead. You're still up by, like, you still have one lead. But you see ships are, racing past this initial salvo. Some are getting up to where you are, also pulling ahead from the others. And now that's going to bring us over to the graveyard. As you see these littered remains of starships all across this barren desert land. These massive, almost like unnatural, mortal-made barriers. Some with entire, like, sections carved out either from scrap or from the weapons that first downed them. Val, you know this is like the graveyard where all the ships are brought in, and then that's where the scrap work is done, right? To pull out parts, weapons, material. There's a whole industry around people literally going to sites of battle and just dragging ships out.
Yeah, she's probably done a few jobs like that before herself.
And as you look at this with familiarity, it's a little different when you're racing towards them at, definitely like many miles an hour compared to as you're just walking around at the ground. As you're starting to approach, I'm going to ask, what do you all want to do as these massive ships are standing in front of you?
Val just call out to Fallon and say, "Hey, want to kick up some dust in their face?"
I like the way you think.
And then Val is going to go ahead and do engine tuning as my main action for this round.
Mhm.
Dude. We are moving 50 feet faster on our fly speed.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
I'm gonna let you know now. That's going to improve, like, lower the DC for Fallon's piloting check at the end of this, at the end of the round.
Her. And then Val will also make a call out. Do we have anyone like actively manning guns right now? Like Saskia's, right?
Saskia, yep.
Yeah. Val would call out to Saskia. It's like, hey, if anyone gets too close, you could probably pop a shot at one of these dead ships and blow their drive in their face.
Saskia tightens her seatbelt and nods.
Hell yeah. And for quick question, Val, your ability did not use a power die, right? Or did it use a tech die?
It uses a tech die, not a power die.
Perfect, because you guys technically have 3 this round. So that is Val's turn. Anyone else want to go for something?
How many ships are within 600 feet of us?
46.
11.
Match.
11?
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna do hacked communications. On all 11 I can see.
Sorry, you didn't hear that. Each ship must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna roll a wisdom save out on the board. We're gonna roll for the 11 ships. We're gonna roll 3. We're gonna say it's like 4, 4, and 3. Like how many ships it's hitting, impacting.
All right.
Or actually, I think, this is coming from the player, so let me flip it around. Let's go ahead and, Merritt, we're going to have you roll a check for the ship. And I think, you know what? You can go ahead and make this. I'll say you can either roll the wisdom saves for the NPCs to see how they do, or if you want to roll a check on the ship to represent you kind of hitting this big blast out, we can make this I think the thing for comms would probably be maybe like scan or probe check. Or even interfere.
Let's do a scan.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, you see all these ships behind you hit.
It happens again.
Yeah. Yep. So, you hit the scan check, and as all these ships have their comms, just blasted, circuited, you see sparks, and some of them were you didn't know before, but now might pick up on is maybe everybody participating isn't so siloed off. Maybe there are a few people in communications with each other, as suddenly some ships that were somehow pretty well avoiding each other despite the barriers suddenly lose comms, and you see start crashing into each other or ramming into each other on accident. And as all this debris is getting kicked up, all these ships are hitting each other from behind. On a nat 20, you are going to lower the DC and lower the damage for this round.
Hell yeah.
So we will go down
and
to
they also take
12.
they all take damage.
Hell yeah. And the amount of damage is
The number rolled on the die of their saving throw -1. From our ship's charisma modifier.
So technically they must succeed on it. So if they fail, they'd have a low roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we'll do half what you rolled because you're rolling for a high number. Not that really changes much, because god damn it, that's still like a we'll call it an 11 with the -1 from charisma.
Perfect.
So 11 damage, which for some of the fighters you see in ramming into each other and losing their comms, at least 2 fighters are instantly just blown up, crashing into either each other or into some debris nearby, like from the ship graves. Goddamn. As Merritt's turn goes by, anything from Fallon or Saskia?
I'm wondering. So I'm looking at the interfere action, and I think we can like combine what Val recommended with like me using the guns to like flavor an interfere action. Like I can like shoot at like a loose scrap of metal hanging off like a ship in the graveyard, and like maybe it can like fall off and like obstruct the ship's path.
Okay. What we'll do then is, I'm actually, instead of normally making an interfere check, we can make this a attack roll. So you can make, it's almost like your gunning skills. It's your attack roll contested with the target's perception. Or I guess in this case it's scan.
Okay. And of course I have unit 13, so I have advantage. I'm on my sheet. Advantage. Do the blaster cannon. Come on.
They rolled pretty good. But a 20 is going to narrowly beat them out, and you will succeed in this contested check as you fire off, and you see they get disadvantage on their ability, so they start getting slammed as you're shooting off bits of these, long dead and derelict ships in the way of the other ships that are flying through here, through the desert, and they're already having difficulty seeing past all this. Now you're raining down chunks of full steel and sometimes munitions that aren't quite, as inactive as you might have thought, as there's a couple big eruptions out from behind you. Would you like to lower the DC or lower the damage for this round?
Lower the DC.
Okay. We're going to drop the DC even further. And I think all that's left is Fallon, if there's anything you want to do. SSK is firing off behind the ship.
Yeah, okay. Let me look real quick.
And I'll say, smart choice for you guys to get 360 aiming. Otherwise, this whole race would have been really tough with the old guns.
I'm a thinker. I think.
She thunk. I am going to take my action to do a boost engines to hopefully get more of a lead on these freaks.
Yep.
Because Fallon's having fun. She's having a good time. This is like the most fun she's had since she was like early, like 10 years ago early. She's having a good time. So she's like whistling and hollering and like punching stuff in to boost engines, and she's like so high on adrenaline right now. So I'm gonna boost engines, make a DC 10 boost strength check. Increase your speed by 50. Okay, so I make a DC 10 strength check. Da-da-da-da-da. Ship strength, right?
Yep. The ship has the boost score.
Yeah.
No worries, that's the same as the boost. 20 is definitely a success. Yeah, you boost the engines as you're hollowing out, calling out to Val that you're rerouting the power, and Val doing the same thing. You guys have together boosted the ship speed by 100 this round, or this stage of the race. So yeah, that's a huge bump from 300 to 400 as you're suddenly feeling the tension and the jerk from the ship taking even faster off through the graveyard. I think that's everyone's checks for this round.
I think so. Can I just say super quick, I would also like to use my bonus action for Slippery Pilot to just evade anything like around or in front of us and just kind of keep weaving through things so we don't, run directly into something.
Hell yeah. What exactly does Slippery Pilot do? Just to see if it reduces the DC or damage.
It just says your quick thinking and agility allow you to move your ship quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used to take the conceal, evade, or fly action.
Evade? Oh, okay. It's like cunning action, but for ships. So
Yeah.
I think with the idea you're going for, it seems like it's more on the evade route. Like you're trying to make sure it's like harder for you to get hit. So let's call this. We're gonna call this a dexterity saving throw then. You're aiming not to power through the scrapyard, but instead avoid and weave. So go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw at advantage because of Slippery Pilot.
As Fallon or as the ship?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
As Fallon or as the ship?
Oh, as the ship. Sorry.
Okay. Dexterity save?
Yep. Yes, sir. I heard as Fallon flies the ship, and I was like waiting. I was like, yep. But a 19 is a success, especially with the lower DC. And you lower the damage once already. So once again, you're going to be taking 66, but reduced in half. So this is going to be, I'll round it down one, because you rolled pretty high, to 9 points. This damage does go straight to the hull, though, because it's like these massive bits of metal you're trying to avoid from these dead ships. So the hull is going to take 9 points of damage.
Nice. How far ahead of these people are we? With our speed boost.
Great question, because I'm going to ask you to make another piloting check at the end of this round to see how far you get.
What? Okay. Piloting. Hey, by the way, that's a nat 20. I don't know why it's not showing up. That is a nat 20.
Okay. So here's the thing. So because you guys boosted the ship twice, you got 100 bonus speed. That reduces all the DCs by 4. And that 20 normally gives you 2 extra lead. 30 is so freaking high. I'm going to go ahead and say you guys will get, because you lowered the DC and rolled a 30, we're going to call this 4 points of lead. So you're like keeping, and then you just start racing through this space. Like the ship graveyard is like the back of your hand, or it feels so instinctual in this moment, Fallon. Like you said, this is the most fun you've ever had. And you just zip straight through, rolling across, and even the points where you take damage is like that calculated risk where you're like, I know the hull's gonna like get scratched up, but this is gonna be a huge shortcut as you like scrape through the tightest corners of derelict capital ships, and you race out the other end. At 5 lead, you guys are the furthest ahead. You are currently in the lead in the race.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
I just want to win.
as you're the furthest ahead, you will attract the attention of saboteurs. You see
course.
fighters with sleek black outlines racing up from behind. They also make it out from the graveyard, but further behind you. And you're so far in the lead. You're the target for everyone. And all these saboteurs that might have gotten a little distracted with each other or other ships are going to turn in all 3 fire attacks in your direction. And let's go ahead and make 3 attack rolls. 1. Oh, did you roll dice? There you go. 1, 2, 3. With the ship's AC, 2 of these gonna hit. I'm gonna ask. Let me pick out which player should I pick out. Why not? Elsa
Did we
and
use?
Mhm.
Sorry, did we use all 3 power die in our most recent turn?
That's actually a really great point. No, so you guys would have 4 power die. Oh, so you have 4 power die and 2 attack rolls you know are gonna hit in case you want to do anything. I should call it out.
Yeah, I would love to snap roll.
Mhm.
So we'll expend 1 power die to mitigate damage. So the damage we take from the attack is reduced by the amount rolled on the die.
Okay. So the first missile that comes aiming in towards you explodes. It's gonna deal. It's would have dealt 5 damage. What dice do you roll? Is it the power die?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
It's a D4.
Yes. Mhm. Okay, so you take 1 point, and that's to your shields. So you're at 37 shields. So barely a scratch. And now the second shot is coming in your direction if there's anything anyone wants to do about this. If not, that's another 7 points to the shields. And I will need 2 strength saving throws. Let me go ahead and get 1 from Saskia and 1 from Merritt. It's using the ship stats.
I was like, why'd you pick us? Damn.
The weakest characters now.
Yeah.
But hey, Starlight Express is beefed up. You guys got this a strong ship here.
What are we rolling? I'm sorry.
Strength save.
Strength save
Strength.
for this ship.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Oh.
Thank you guys.
Oh.
I just had a feeling. You know, I just know. You guys get
That's so
struck.
disrespectful.
And these are gravity bombs. These are void bombs that, as they erupt, strike with that force against the shield of the ship, but in doing so, leave behind this after effect, this trace that is bits of gravity magic that begins to pull back at the engines of Starlight Express, and you guys are going to lose 2 lead. So you're up
still have
5.
3.
Now you're up 3. Yeah. And in terms of damage, they all landed against the shields. They didn't roll super high or get any fancy crits, so unfortunately there's nothing crazy there. But that will go ahead, and we're going to have Fallon make the piloting check for the end of this quick saboteur round.
We're up 3 in front of everyone, right? Like we're still
Yeah.
numero uno.
Well,
Okay, cool.
you're still numero uno. Some people are now much closer, though, because you're only 3 ahead instead of 5.
That's fine. As long as we continue to stay numero uno, I will be so happy.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, wait. Sorry, Fallon. Before you make that piloting check, is there anything anyone wants to do about the saboteurs that are now following you? Like, there's explicitly, like, 3 ships that are seemingly gunning for you. You guys can still...
Can
take
I
actions if you
shoot at
want.
them?
Yeah. Yeah, if you just want to shoot
I
back.
have I have a question about the attractor mines we got from the last session.
Yeah.
Can we use those on ships? He's fading from existence to avoid the question.
So I will say ships, at least unless you have like a bio ship or something, are not creatures.
Mm.
But you could try and chuck the mines like at like, you know, like the where the pilot is or something. Like the idea that you want to knock them out, right? And kind of disrupt their motion. You could try.
I
It's
guess
not like a damaging
I'm just
effect.
unclear on what the attractor mine does.
It's more like for people.
Mhm.
You would throw it out, and in that space, it would pull them like towards the center of the mine.
Oh, I understand.
It's a little wonky with ships because they're not technically creatures, but
Yeah.
also, you know what? Fuck it. It's an attractor mine. You can throw it out their windshield, yeah, and see if it slows them down. I'll say because of the
Perfect.
radius, though, it's going to probably be only one per ship, but you can try and throw them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and throw them after Sasuke fires. See if any of them get knocked out or something.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
How many power die do we have left?
All four,
We
I
have
believe.
4.
Or sorry, 3.
Okay.
I think Fallon did use that one to take the damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 3. Still a lot. You guys still got plenty.
Okay. I remember like last time we had ship combat, I was allowed to shoot twice. Did anything change?
I think that might have been. It should be. It's one action per one fire. So unless you guys were using multiple actions in a turn, you can shoot multiple cannons as a group. Player-wise, I think you might only get one. Unless there's a gunner ability that's like a bonus action, like shot or something like that. There might be something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have to use the power dice. Can I combine a gambit with a venture? Or is it only one at a time?
I don't think there's anything that says you can't. You can only use one gambit per attack and one venture, I think, per attack, but nothing about using them together. Yeah. Go for it.
All right. You know what though? I think that means I can't do it. So, I'll try to shoot at like the nearest ship that is pursuing us, and I'm going to use my venture targeting fire. And I'm going to target their weapons. So I'm going to try to damage the ship's weapon systems. So the first time it would deal damage at the start of our next turn, that damage is reduced by 1d6.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Okay. Come on, let's go.
21 definitely hits.
Yes. All right. 6.
And did you also want to throw a gambit in on this or no?
Yeah, I was gonna try to you know what? Because of what Merit is trying to do, can I do a distracting shot? It means when I hit a ship with an attack, I can expend 1 power die to give my ally an opening, and add the power die to the attack damage roll. So, but that's only a 1, right?
That is a good idea. You can try this out. It'll be a D4 bonus to the attack roll.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'll like be like rah, like rapid firing into someone's gunning systems, and I'll try to like draw them to the side to evade my barrage of bullets or whatever I'm firing, like plasma rays, whatever it is, and that'll give Merit an opening to throw mine.
Okay. And then which area were you targeting with the targeted fire? Was it the targeting
Weapons.
systems? Weapons. Okay.
So they can't. It reduces the damage they can do to us.
Got it. I see where it says that. Yeah, you are good to go. And yep, so they are gonna have that. And go ahead and roll the D4. It's gonna add to your damage, and it's gonna give Merit advantage on her attempt. Okay. That is going to be +3 damage on top of the 6, so that is 9 points of damage. And then Merit, you can go ahead and throw out the attractor mines at advantage. I do have to ask, how are you throwing these attractor mines out?
Great question. How do we normally get onto the ship?
Landing pad,
Okay.
like stairs.
Yeah, Merritt's gonna ask Fallon to fly as high as she can, that she feels comfortable with, and then she's gonna drop the landing pad and hang on for dear life and toss.
Let's start with the attack roll. Go ahead and make. We're gonna call this. I think you're not proficient in throwing mines,
No.
so I'll say this can be strength or dex check at advantage.
Perfect. It's so good to be me.
And now I'm gonna need an athletics or acrobatics check to make sure you don't fall off the ship.
Oh, perfect.
Or
That's-
I will actually say you can either make this a check or a saving throw. Like if you want to make it dex or strength save, you can, or you can make it acrobatics or athletics check.
Acrobatics, please. And this is just normal.
Yep.
No.
Uh,
No.
Can I fly the ship a certain way, like tilt the nose downward to give her advantage on that?
I will say you certainly can. It's going to make your follow-up check harder at the end of the turn, the piloting check. But if you want to prioritize keeping Merit safe, you totally can.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Merit, go ahead and roll an acrobatics check one more time. Okay. So
There we
for
go.
a moment, you're about
Thank
to like
you, Bella.
fall off.
Thank you.
Ship
What if
fully
you fell
tilts.
off the ship?
You for a moment you're like dangling until Fallon, on your end, you see through one of the camera displays what's happening immediately. Almost like tilt the ship to get Merritt back in. Almost hit a quick flip maneuver, like a barrel roll, and then get back straightened up as you yourself are manually closing the landing pad with Merritt back inside. But Merritt, you threw that disc out while this is happening. And so, despite your stomach dropping, Saskia, you in the gunning room see this little fleck fly past. And I'm going to roll a strength save for a ship. And you just see a ship suddenly, just in a jarring fashion, slam sideways into one of the derelict capital ships, like controls, like what would have been this main station. And just a fighter erupts in an inferno.
Oh my god! Why are you showing
Hell
me
yeah.
this? Now I'm traumatized.
And the ship you shot at, by the way, you did 9 points of damage. That fighter is flaming, like you got past the shields. It's not destroyed, but it is like peeling away to avoid dealing with you.
Oh my god!
So we have one
Elsa's-
left.
You're like, Elsa's like, that's fucking cool, but Saskia's probably horrified. Just watch someone burst in flames. Oh.
So you have one saboteur, but at this point you're reaching the next stage. So it's more like they're not going to be a main presence because you just literally removed 2 of them. The third guy's going to be like, yeah, I don't want to be the only one. And they're going to start to peel back. Fallon, you can go ahead and make a piloting check at disadvantage because you have to use some of your focus on keeping Merit aboard the ship.
Ooh, I haven't.
Oh, and
Done
sorry, it's
anything.
Val. Yes, sorry. Good call. If there's anything
No,
Val
it's okay.
wants to do.
It was busy. Guys, do I want to try to lower the DC for Fallon, or do I want to try to fix up the ship a little bit?
What's our ship at? Oh, she's fine.
True.
Lower
True.
the DC.
Lower the DC. All right. Gotta engine tune again for this round.
Hell yeah.
That's 200 feet, baby.
So 200 feet is going to lower the DC a lot. Okay. Going to get 12 would normally have lost a lead, but with your engine tuning, as there's this burst of speed, you will actually gain 1 lead.
Nice.
So you are up 4 once again as you're starting to, right as people were catching up, you're peeling, still maintaining the number 1 spot. As you get away from the graveyard, the steel displays falling away. But you don't breathe a sigh of relief yet, because ahead of you is a narrow canyon, its walls towering up to almost meet the storm clouds above. And it's just this almost massive tunnel ahead of you. It feels like a tunnel with the clouds above. But you are now entering a tight canyon space where at some moments you feel like, Fallon, you have to almost turn the Starlight Express fully like on its side. With that, I'll ask, what do you guys want to do as you're navigating your way through the canyons? Anything you want to do to help with getting through here?
Can I ask a question real fast?
Mhm.
The direct action, it says the creature gains advantage on the next ability check it makes to perform the task you're helping with.
Mhm.
Is the creature like a crewmate?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see it saying you can't do somewhere else. So I think you would, it's like a help action in a way. One of your crew members could help like direct their attention or direct their systems to help somebody else with something. And I'll say, as you're weaving through the canyon, you realize it's a lot of tight turns, there's occasional rocky outcroppings and the like. You still have other ships peeling up behind you. So yeah, anything to deal with the environment to improve your odds, just improve your piloting abilities, or maybe deal with the competitors behind you. Whatever you guys are going for.
Could I... With my mechanical knowledge, would I know if like our ship's shields aren't strong enough to like bounce off of the walls here, right? It would be direct hull damage if we were to hit a wall here. Okay.
Yep.
In that case, if I were to take the evade action on the ship, see, it's just like I'm communicate with Fallon that like I'm in the back ready to like boost power or cut power as needed. Like if we need to make a really sharp turn, I need to cut it to like drift us or something like that. I'm doing that. If I need to boost it to get under like a falling rock, I can boost it, you know, just that type of thing to help us have a little bit more movement, but I'm doing the evade action.
Hell
Would
yeah.
that help with DC to not hit these like rocky terrain stuff?
Yeah, we could make that check a dexterity saving throw, and you're now giving advantage with evade.
Okay.
Hell yeah. So Val, you're in the back, helping with some of the systems, making sure it's got all the right routing and power to identify what's going on. Anything for Merritt, Saskia, or Fallon?
Quick question.
Mhm.
How many ships can I see within 600 feet?
Six.
Alright, I'm gonna use another one of our power dice to hack communications on all 6.
Hell yeah. That is going. What did I have you roll last time? Let's double check. A scan check. So yeah, you can go for a scan check. Oh yes, if there is an evil question for Val.
Oh no, I was saying that Merritt's question was evil.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It's not great.
That is not going to be a success in interrupting their comms. as you're now dealing with some of the more advanced competitors, and they're ready as they have some of these firewall procedures set up and some defenses against some of this technological interference. And they are shutting out interference from your ship's connection.
That's fine.
As you sit there thinking of other ways to mess with the ships, that is Merritt's turn. Anything for Fallon or Saskia?
So we're navigating through a canyon, right?
Mhm.
The tight turns. Probably would want your shields up, wouldn't you? Haha. So I'll try to do another venture. Targeting fire. This time I'm going to target their shields. So you cause the target to take additional damage to the target shields equal to your, I don't know what this is, tech casting ability modifier at the start of my next turn.
You could just use spell casting for that.
Okay. That's... Okay, so my charisma, so my mod is a +3. Alright, I'll try to fire. Blaster cannon.
22 will hit. And then it's a saving throw on their end.
It just says you cause target to take additional damage to the target shields equal to your tech casting ability modifier at the start of your next turn. I assume on a hit.
Yeah, I think it's just on a hit. You're going to go ahead and leave behind to the target shields. Yep.
3.
And yes, so it's going to be an additional 3. I'll just mark that off now. I know it's next turn, but it's pretty close now. So 7 points, you tear through the shields on one of the ships that's already taken barrage, and you realize it has to focus more on fighting back and avoiding salvos rather than getting a lead. So you're almost like pushing one of your competitors further back. Hell yeah. And then anything for Fallon, or do you want to jump right to the piloting? Or I guess the deck saving throw.
I want to do that thing I did earlier, where I do the boost engines, and then at the same time I'm using Slippery Pilot to take the evade action to maneuver through this cavern and stay right in that sweet spot where we're not too tilted, but we're not hitting the walls, and we're not too high, and we're not too low.
So what I will say is, Val already helped you guys take the evade action. If instead, Val, up to you, if you want to, if you know, or I guess, Val, if you call it, you're going to try and evade, Val, you could try and help with maybe direct action and instead give Val advantage on the piloting check afterwards. If you guys don't want to double up on advantages.
So I'd be taking what instead of the evade? Sorry?
Like direct instead of evade.
Oh, can do.
Yeah. It's like the same, but I think you're still doing all the same things, but instead just like ready for when Fallon gives you the all clear.
Yeah.
To like just really let the ship run loose. And with that, Fallon, so you're going to use the evade action as part of Slippery Pilot for avoiding the columns and the canyon. And what was the first part, sorry?
Boost engines.
Good call. Okay. And that's just a power die, right? You don't have to make a save or anything.
No, that's just a DC 10 strength check.
Okay. Oh, yes. Standard boost engine. Right.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yep. Successfully boosted.
So
you
we
can get
add
another
50
little
to our
boost.
speed.
And oh shit, I think. Okay, no, the Val's +4 was last turn. Okay, so you're just up 50. Goddamn, I'm scared. You guys are loading the DCs left and right. But with this, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw at advantage, Fallon, as you are weaving through these tight turns, and especially in a larger ship like the Starlight Express, it is taking a lot of focus.
A me dexterity save?
For the ship, sorry. You'll
Oh man, that's not as
ship's-
good.
Yeah.
At advantage.
13. I think the successes we had in this round was Saskia did run a success, but against the other ships. So we'll say that would reduce the damage. Unfortunately, the DC though, a 13 is a failure. So the damage has been reduced, but you will be taking the full damage of what's about to come. This will be 17 points of hull damage because it's the canyon and all these distraction shots are leading to your ship like almost careening in and scraping against the edges of the canyon, kicking up rock over the sides, and the ship is going to take 17 to the hull, which will put you guys from 36 to 19.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, ship's all good. Val, on the inside, you're probably like, goddamn, there's a bunch of stuff sparking. There is definite damage. The ship is considered bloodied. The Starlight Express. And as that's happening, I'm going to ask Fallon, can you go ahead and make your piloting check at advantage? Your DC is going to be a tad bit lower.
Yeah. Oh, great. Okay.
Nice. 16 and a 16. That is because you helped get your speed up. That is just enough to give you one more lead.
Yay!
So I think you're back up to 5 ahead.
Show
Your
is.
ship is speeding forward, and as you're racing out of the canyon, you're now realizing instead of this one big blob, it is very much more like a standard race. Like you guys are all almost in a line because of like now who's managed to get ahead of the pack, who's kind of fallen behind. And so this is the structure you have. And you do notice, maybe on a quick glance, there might not be 46 ships out here anymore. And as you pull out of the canyon into the open desert, I think we'll go ahead and pause the session there because of time. And we'll pick up next time to see how the dust run concludes.
Yippee!
Wow, this is so fun.
Hell yeah.